Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to share my spoiler-filled thoughts on The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. Which this will be my story, discussion, analysis, and review, going through all the screenshots I took throughout my playthrough, adding my commentary, and well, you already know the drill if you've watched my videos before, because I've done something similar to this with my Trails from Zero, Trails to Azure, and Trails of Cold Steel 1 video. And then previously, I did highly edited videos for the 3 Trails in the Sky games. Which, at this point, I can't do those edits anymore, because I'm wasting time already. I gotta start Trails of Cold Steel 3, which, at the time of recording this, I have not started Trails of Cold Steel 3, but I also haven't even uploaded the occupation video or the spoiler-free video, so you know, by the time this is up, those two are up, and I'm probably like 20 hours into Cold Steel 3. And, yeah, so can't wait for all that. With this video, I'll have timestamps down below if you'd like to skip around. So, we'll have the intro, prologue, Act 1, intermission, Act 2, finale, the occupation, the epilogue, and then some of my predictions as to what I think may happen in Trails of Cold Steel 3. So, I'd also like to mention that I did watch the New Game Plus cutscene, which Falcom, in particular, the Trails games, even Nayuta, actually. There's a lot of things locked behind New Game Plus in that game, believe it or not. But yeah, pretty much every Trails game has something locked behind New Game Plus, and I get it to a degree, because, you know, they want you to play the game multiple times, and if you're playing these, you know, back in the day, you gotta wait a year or two in between releases, so it gives you something else to do, and you can get a refresher as to what the story's all about. But in this case, there are very important plot details locked behind New Game Plus with a particular cutscene involving Instructor Thomas. And you have to find 5 additional books known as the Black Records, which have very important plot and lore details in them revolving around the Great One, the Dark Dragon, whose name is Zora Agruga, and you actually fight the skeleton of the Dark Dragon in the first game in the Heimdall Catacombs when Gideon summons it with his artifact, that flute that he had. So you learn about that, the Vermilion Apocalypse, which the blood from the Dark Dragon is what turned Testarossa into the Vermilion Apocalypse. The War of the Lions, Emperor Dreichels, the Lance Maiden, Leanne Sandalots, the False Emperor Orthros. There's so much plot detail locked behind those books, and then you give it to Instructor Thomas for him to decipher, and then he explains who he really is, which, from what commenters have told me, they expect you to know that when you play Trails of Cold Steel 3, and it's a pretty crazy twist, although I kind of had my suspicions that Thomas was going to be very important, because he always seemed to know what was going on, like, talk about the Azure Tree, and he mentioned the Septarions, and all sorts of stuff. So he knew what was going on. And I also felt like, of all the instructors, aside from Instructor Sarah, he had the most voice-acted lines. So I guess it makes sense, but maybe they should have, like, put the Black Records behind New Game Plus, but have that scene with Instructor Thomas, because I watched it, and I think it's very important, especially if they expect you to know that going into Cold Steel 3. But we'll get to more of that later. I'd also like to address some of the predictions I made in my Cold Steel 1 video, where I thought for sure Selene was going to join the party, similar to how Zeit joined the party in Trails to Azure when he accompanied Lloyd and Wazi in the finale. That wasn't the case of Selene. I was kind of let down by that. I'm like, that's going to happen for sure, but it didn't happen. I also thought there were going to, well, I knew there was going to be new party members. That was a given. I mean, that has to happen. But I thought there were going to be 2 characters in particular who would join the party, and they didn't. And I was kind of shocked. I hope they'll join the party in later games, because, I mean, they were party members in the earlier games. But, you know, it is what it is. And then I was wrong about Crow being an enforcer. I thought for sure he was going to be an enforcer, but nope. Anyway, let's get right to it. You already know Trails of Cold Steel 2 is the direct sequel to Trails of Cold Steel 1. It takes place 1 month after the events of the first game, where Reen and his friends in Class 7, Reen became the Awakener to Valimar, the Ashen Knight. And at the end of the game, man, there are so many crazy reveals with the Noble Alliance, the assassination of Gileath Osborne, Ouroboros being involved, Zephyr, and just the Soldats, all sorts of crazy stuff. And they're going after, attacking Trista, really going after Reen to, I guess, acquire Valimar as well. And, you know, he's going to fight Crow. But it turns out Crow is also an Awakener of Ordine, the Azure Knight, except he has 3 years of experience. And I kind of mentioned at the end of my Cold Steel 3 video, like, that's kind of an ass pull. But they do explain in greater detail how he became to be an Awakener, and also his association with Vita Clotilde, the second Anguish of Ouroboros, which that's why I thought Crow was going to be an Enforcer, because he's working with an Anguish, but, you know, I guess, well, she had to be there because she's a witch, similar to how Emma had to help Reen because she's a witch as well. And they say that Vita and Emma are sisters, but I think it's kind of like a sister figure, right? Because they're from the Hexen clan. And also, back to New Game Plus, I think there's a New Game Plus scene in the first game where Celine says something along the lines of, like, all the conditions have been met, the trial is passed, or whatever, the Awakener's here. Says something like that. But that's less impactful than what happens with Thomas, in my opinion. Anyway, a month has passed. Reen has been separated from his friends. It's just him, Valimar, and Celine. He's got to regroup and put an end to the Erebonian Civil War. Which, I love how the characters all have different outfits now, because this takes place in the month of December. And I guess I have to mention this, because all the guys are dressed for the winter, wearing their coats and whatnot, but the ladies are like, screw that, we're going to wear our sexy outfits. Which I'm not complaining, I guess I had to mention that, because it's just so funny. But I do like where all the characters are positioned. You know, we have Reen next to Elisa, Laura next to Fee, which in the first game they were kind of rivals who became best friends. Machias and Eustace, you can say the same thing about them, although they don't want to admit it, at least not yet. Gaius and Elliot, Emma, and then over in the distance, flying with Lammy, is Milliam, which I gotta say, Milliam became one of my favorite characters by the end of this game. And then there's the Courageous above them, the Crimson Wings. So it also looks like they're on the battlefield of Heimdall with the Vermilion Castle, right, at the end of the game. So good stuff. Let's carry on. You see over 4,000 screenshots. I don't know how we're going to... Well, I'll skip around, but I have a lot of screenshots. I realize that. Of course, I think a screenshot of the beautiful Lady Elisa, as Supermaid Sharon Kruger would call her. And I really do like Elisa quite a bit. I know there's some contention with people who the best girl is, who they like best. I think, for you to pick a love interest with Reen, I think any combination with Elisa, Emma, or Laura is a great fit for Reen. But in my opinion, Elisa is the best choice for him. However, my best girl by the end of this game was actually Fee. For me, personally, it was Fee. That's my favorite. But I think if we're going to pair the love interests, I think Elisa's great. Especially if you do her bonding events. And she's just so pretty. I love her. So anyway, the game, the Eisengard Range. This is right to the north of Ymir, which is Reen's hometown. And the Tsundere cat, Celine, greets him with her grumpy face. And they do give you some decent recap. I mean, I played this game immediately after beating the first game. So I'm kind of like, whatever. But the music was going, and it's like, yeah, let's go, man, let's go! But they do give you a nice recap if, you know, it's been years since you played it. Because back in the day, I'm sure there was, like, years in between releases, wasn't there? And Reen doesn't care what's going on. He's like, we gotta go, I gotta find my friends, let's go! And Celine reveals she's a familiar, because, yeah, Reen does like, oh, you're a talking cat! Which, you know, some characters do that. You're a talking cat, and others are like, oh, a talking cat, perfectly normal in this world. So, yeah, that's when you get the reveal. Emma was sent to Thor's to sort of oversee Reen and make sure he passed his trials. And you get name drops of Master Yon Ka-Fai, of course. So, Trails in the Sky the Third intensifies, which is the most important game in the entire series, in my opinion, as far as story and plot details and higher elements intensifying, of course. So you fight the Magic Knight, and you lose in the cutscene, which, this scene, I imported my save file, of course. Whoever you romance in the first game, Reen says their name, and there's like a little cutscene with them. I gotta say though, importing the save data didn't really work out because I started at level 40, and I think I was like in the level 70s in the first game, which is kind of weird. But I did have like Septith, and I think I got some items and quartz, so it works out. But they put me down to level 40? I thought for sure every Trails game, at least the ones I played, like Zero carried over to Azure, I was level 50, and same thing with the Sky games. But this one puts you down to level 40. But by the end of the game, you're like level 150 or 140 or something. So to the rescue, of course, whenever shit hits the fan in the Trails games, the Bracers always bail out our heroes. I guess in the Sky games, that can't really apply because the heroes are the Bracers. But you also have Agate, Shara, Annalise, how could I forget her? I'm invincible! Or am I? Kurt, Cassius, a retired Bracer. In Zero, you have Arios, the Divine Blade of Wind. You have Aeolia and Lynn, Scott and Wenzel, Michelle, the receptionist. Yeah, the Bracers always bail us out. And of course, Toval and Sarah are the Bracers in this game. And he's accompanied by Princess Alphen and Elise. Which, I talked about this a lot in my Cold Steel 1 video, and even my initial thoughts of this game. Like, the relationship between Rin and Elise is weird. And it is weird. But in Japanese culture, you know, the adopted son is sort of like, oh, you can have the arranged marriage of my daughter or whatever. And it's weird that I say it's weird because I'm perfectly fine with the relationship between Estelle and Joshua. In my opinion, that's one of the best love stories in any video game. It's fantastic, and it wouldn't work any other way. But I'm not going to get mad at this relationship because it's almost seemed like a joke. Like, Princess Alphen's, oh, your brother, come on, Rin, it's your sister. Like, they just do stuff like that, and I just can't help but laugh. So I'm not going to be weirded out by it anymore. I'm just going to laugh at it, which is, I think, the best case scenario. But Toval's a badass, man, and such great voice acting in this game. Like, Toval's voiced by Ian Sinclair, Princess Alphen's voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris, who also voices Fee, and I think she does a good job of changing the tone of the characters' voices. Elise is actually voiced by Kira Buckland, who voices Celine, funnily enough. Reen, Sean Chiplock, and you can go on and on. Great voice cast. They all do an excellent job, in my opinion. So, oh, my brother and sister. But we get the intro. And also, another thing about Toval, going back to like New Game Plus and stuff like that, there's a lot of supplemental material in these games that you can miss out plot details. Like Toval, you might think his introduction is actually Trails of Cold Steel 1, but his introduction to the series is the Ring of Judgment manga, where it shows him dealing with an artifact, Ein Selnet, the first Dominion of the Gralsritter, who, you know, is in Sky the Third. Which, yeah, I think Sky the Third is her first appearance. Estelle and Joshua showing what they're doing in between Sky the Third and Zero. Just good stuff like that. There's the audio drama for this game, which talks about their trip to Ymir and their encounter with Blue Blanc. The Tale of Louve, which tells more about what Louve was doing with Ouroboros, how he got his sword from Arianrod, his duel against her. More stuff with him and Karen. Great stuff. So I sort of was complaining about New Game Plus and supplemental materials, but it does actually add to the game, so it's a double-edged sword. This is the intro, which, oh yeah, some of my favorite characters right here, like Toval, Sarah, and Claire, which Sarah's returning. She was a party member in the first game, but Toval and Claire become party members. Crow. Why'd you have to do it, Crow? Oh no. Come on, man. Turn to evil. Duvalie the Swift and Phantom Thief B, the 10th Enforcer. Oh yeah. Which I should mention, Blue Blanc, in some form or another, has appeared in every single game, every single Trails game so far. All three Sky games. Zero and Azure, he had his little calling card, so he didn't appear, but he was there in a certain sense, in spirit. And then he was in Cold Steel 1 and obviously Cold Steel 2. He's one of my favorites, man. I love Blue Blanc. He's also voiced by Kirk Thornton, who like, his laugh is great, man. I love it. And Duvalie the Swift, who made her first appearance in Trails to Azure. McBurn! He is actually the #1 enforcer, which, let's not forget, Louve was the second enforcer, which is just so cool, because they talk about Louve a lot in this game, and it definitely helps to play, you know, the other games, to play the Sky games, and know who Luve is, know who he's talking about. Like, man, how cool would it be if in Sky the Third there's like a flashback scene with McBurn fighting against Luve? I'd love to see it. I hope that's the case. But anyway, we're recovering, figuring out what's going on. Like, and these scenes are sweet, man. Like, okay, we're gonna disregard the ship being just brother and sister being reunited. Oh, you're awake. But then, yeah, we hear Princess Alphen. Tee-hee, I see our two little lovebirds are as Twitter-pounded as ever. Like, what? Come on. You know, she takes after her brother quite a lot. Albert Rice Arnor and his younger sister, Alphen Rice Arnor. Which, I think they mentioned that in the first game. So Alphen and Cedric are twin brother and sister, but Albert is sort of like the bastard son because his mother was a commoner, and of course his father is Eugent III. That's why Albert's probably the way he is. You know, he's crazy. But I love the Arnors. They're great. Like, what the? Look at the face Toval. Is Toval grinning there? The thought of the warmth of your dear sister pressed against your chest. Oh my god. Toval. He's like these kids. You meet Teo and Lucia. Those are Reen's adoptive parents. So you got Ymir. And you got to figure out what the next objective is here. Going around. Right. So here's the prologue. The depths of despair. And one of my favorite things about all these games is just interacting with the NPCs. And Annabelle here, of course, was in the first game. And there's a funny little side story going on with her butler constantly looking for her. And she just wants to go off fishing. And you learn, I don't know, did you learn just in this game? Or maybe it was the first game as well. I think the first game, that's why she's running away. Because she has an arranged marriage with William Lakeward III. Who is the dude who goes to Crossbell and Trails to Azure going fishing with the Imperial Fishing Guild or whatever. And then he shows up at the end of this game with Nars, the other guy. Oh my god. But this is a sweet little side story you can follow with her running away from her arranged marriage and also falling in love with Kenneth. And it's also a way to give you the fishing rod so you get your minigame, right? And Reen's making a face like, I gotta look for my friends, and you're just talking about fishing? Give me this fishing rod? What the hell, lady? But yeah, I thought it was a sweet little scene. And oh my god, so okay, this is a meme in the Trails universe, and I picked up on it with this game. It might have happened in the first game as well, but it's more so in this game, where Reen head pats everybody. All the girls specifically. Just gives them head pats. Whatever. And he also goes, ha ha. Like, almost every line. And there's a funny moment later in the game where Valimar says, ha ha. And then Reen goes, ha ha, I'm really rubbing off on you. It's like, oh my god, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So we got all that. Oh, brother, come on, we have to bathe together. Let's go. So, you know, I'll wash your back, which again, that's Japanese culture. So I can't even get mad at these scenes. I just laugh at it, like I said earlier. In a way, it's cute in an endearing way, you know? If that makes any sense. So, as all this is going on, she's trying to care for her dear brother. The man is head patting his sister, and then we hear her voice. Tee, I see all's well that ends well. And Princess Alphen shows up with Celine, Celine's making a face like, oh my god, stumbling. And the one line, yeah, this line right here. Ah, the bond between siblings is truly a miraculous thing. Not only do you share an unwavering kinship, but you always have the tender embrace of skinship within reach. Like, oh my god. I'll join you as well. I'll be your honorary sister. So there you go. It's a fun little scene. And the man, he's head patting Celine now. So they're going to get ready to go. And this is when Toval's like, I'll join the party. Toval and Elise join the party, which is, it's pretty cool, man. It's more cool that Toval joins the party, but I do like that Elise joins the party in this one segment. Well, and then later on, too. We'll get to that later. So, and this goes back to the audio drama from the first game about Blue Blanc. And Toval's line is great here. Blue Blanc? Yeah, sounds like his thing. Once he's latched onto you, it's a one-way trip to Crazy Town. Just ask Oliver about that. So yeah, I love the artwork, which I talked about this in my occupation. Whoever does the artwork, such a great job. Just the way the characters are positioned, and like I love how Toval with his Arcus unit. It has the Bracer logo on it, almost like he's holding up like a police badge. It's always a joke, too, the Bracers and the SSS, totally not the police and totally not the Bracers. And also, another note, I'm just looking at this now, the levels. How Toval is quite a few levels higher than Reen, and then Elise is obviously quite a few levels under him. So, I like how that works out. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, here's their S-crafts. Yeah, Toval's is pretty badass, too. He's like, get ready! This is gonna hurt! Rebellion Storm! Like, it's so badass. I fucking love it. And then Elise, she's cute. This is a flashback. You'll learn more about this later. We'll get to that later. And the same Magic Knight shows up, so Reen has to summon Valimar. And these scenes are always keynote, man. You got awesome music playing, and you go, Valimar, the Ashen Knight, acknowledge! And then Valimar, I'm coming to action. It's so fucking cool. I love the Valimar fights. So you fight, and then you see Grianos, which is the familiar, similar to how Selena's the familiar of Emma's, Grianos the familiar of Vita. And Selene's like, get the hell out of here, you witch! What's Ouroboros? And dude, just hearing Ouroboros finally being said, like in English voice acting, is so badass. And you know, I remember my early videos, I'm fucking up the pronunciations, like, Anguish, it's Anguish, and then Louve, not Low, despite being spelled Low, Louve. And just the way they say Louve later on, fucking badass. And, like, I don't know. You get that sort of feeling having played the earlier games and then getting to this point. It's so fucking cool. And Vita, can I just say, is hot as hell. Who's also, she's voiced by Erica Lindbeck, one of my favorite voice actors. So, yeah. They're causing problems. They hear gunfire, and they gotta go and fight the Jaegers, the Northern Jaegers, which there's more plot details of them later on, too. Who was formerly affiliated with them. So they're gonna take Princess Alphen and Elise. And I love, like, they have the same weapons from the right constellation. Some guys have machine guns, some guys have swords. And, like, you're going up against, and there's more Jaegers against this, but two guys have a gun, one guy has a sword. I'll use my sword! And he goes in there, and this guy gets his ass kicked. And I sort of criticized this in the initial thoughts. Like, there's pool of blood right there. Shouldn't this dude be dead? But he survives. And that's a thing with the Trails games. There's a lot of fake out deaths, but there's also a lot of real deaths. There are. And, you know, it is what it is. It's our anime as fuck game, so of course our heroes are always going to survive and prevail. Oh, this song playing in the background, which hopefully you've been listening to this music along with me, which I am. This is the song that plays whenever Reen summons Valimar. It's so badass. It's called Awakening. And he uses his ogre powers, which you'll learn more about that later on. And that'll be one of my predictions for the end about him and McBurn. But he's still breathing. And then this chick shows up, the Black Rabbit, which I don't think we know her name yet, but you already know if you're watching. Altina Orion, the same last name as Milliam Orion. And she is known as the Black Rabbit, and she has Clam Soleus, similar to Lammy, which Milliam, when she sees her, is like, oh, okay, Sammy, calls Clam Soleus Sammy. But very interesting stuff with her we'll get to later. So she's affiliated with Ouroboros, but she's not an enforcer. Nope. She is working with, well, I'll just say it, because I already know, and you know it too. She's working with Rufus Alberea. Very interesting twist for later on. So, shit hits the fan, and we get to the Pantagruel, where we meet all our villains. Rufus. Yeah, is he a villain? Duke Cayenne. Crow. Who else do we got here? It shows everybody. Crow. Talking about Crossbell. Which I gotta say too, with Duke Cayenne, Lecter actually name drops him in Trails to Azure. I forgot about it, but a commenter let me know about that a while back. So that's cool. And then here's our ensemble. We have the Imperial Liberation Front with Scarlet and Vulcan, Zeno and Leo of Zephyr. And then the Ouroboros with Blue Blanc, Duvali, and McBurn. So, cool to see all that. And Duvali, she's like a tsundere too. I like all the, honestly, like I know I know they're villains. Like, I like these two guys. They're great. Their story with Fee is awesome. I like all three of them, too. And I know they're villains, but they're cool. They're funny. And Duvali's cute. So that's my reason. And yeah, McBurn. It's funny how McBurn, and I get it. He's like the strongest. He is the strongest enforcer. And he hasn't met an equal. And so he doesn't really give a fuck. So he just yawns. And like, I guess I'll help. So that's the end of the prologue. We wake up. We're raring to go. So now, because Elise and Alphen were both kidnapped, Toval's going to join. And we're going to search for our friends. And we learn from Valimar that because his friends in Class 7 were the ones who went to the old schoolhouse and overcame the trials, they're subcontractors, and he can sort of pinpoint their locations, and you find out that there's 3 in this location, 3 in that location, and 3 in the other location, so we gotta find them all together. And this line was cool, which again, this is why it's so important to play the earlier games first, because you get these plot details. The Gordios class robot, that's Potomater, Ren's robot, Potomater. So cool. So we're going to Keldic first. And yeah, 3 of them are in Keldic, 3 of them are in Nord, and 3 of them are in Legram. So, they're all alive. This is a great moment too. Like, I'm happy for you, Reen. Let's go. Crying away. Shut up, Celine. Shut up. I wasn't crying at the end of this game, I swear. So yeah, they're going to Keldic first. Which, yeah, they said, you know, it's kind of close to Trista and Heimdall. You sure we should go there? But yeah, they go there first. And we get Act 1, the Ashen Chronicles. Which this game broke it up into acts as opposed to chapters like the prior games. But they're there. Oh, the title screen changes as you advance. And it shows like more people who join you, which I thought was awesome. So Kino. You can do Overdrive, which I think Celine says something. Yeah, you fight this monster. And she's like, oh, because you're an Awakener. That's how it works. So that's our new battle. It's basically like burst mode from Trails to Azure. And they make their way to Keldic. I think, yeah, this guy, Johnson, he was the drunk from the first game, which he's better now because he got his job back. So it's like details like that. I really owe you guys everything you did for me. And you can run into some other characters like Becky here. Well, I guess, does she have a southern accent? Is that why she talks like that? Like, really cannot be bothered, or like an Irish accent almost. Really cannot be bothered with anything now. And we see Becky. Year? Like, what is her accent? I think it's like an Irish accent. I don't know what it is. But yeah, you see all your friends again. Anton! Like, dude, Anton, he was in the Sky games. I don't think he was in Sky the Third, but he was in Sky first chapter and second chapter. And then in Zero, which he got rejected by Ina, Shera's friend. And then Fran, Noelle's sister. And here he is looking for love, but he lost Ricky. Which this was such a wholesome story to follow, just him looking for Ricky. And eventually, of course, he is reunited with him. And it was just cute to see that. So you see this girl right here, Rosine, who's also relevant to the Thomas cutscene near the end, with who she really is and why she's wearing that outfit. Not just because she wants to be with the Septian. Well, she is with the Septian Church, but more than that. So we got Rosine. Then they get this note, and they think it's got to do with. I love how Celine's looking at the newspaper too, like she's reading it. But they think the note's like Blue Blanc, but it turns out it's actually Machias giving them a note. And they make their way back, and I thought it was so cool, like. I don't know. There are certain characters I didn't really use in the first game. I was always partial to using the girls and Crow. And Eustace. He was pretty useful, too. I never really used Machias or Elliot. I always had, like, Emma was there for healing purposes. But it's cool they do this and make you use characters you maybe didn't use in the first game. Being reunited with Machias. And this is a really wholesome scene where the two of them hug. And it's like, oh, I'm so glad you're safe. I really liked it. I like the touch, too, where Machias is wearing his Thor's armband, which maybe it wouldn't be so wise, because people will see that, especially the army, and they're like, oh, shit, arrest them. But I just noticed that now, going through these screenshots. Wow. So, yeah, they make their way. I'm checking out this bum. Go out there and look for Ricky, then, Anton. And here's the overdrive of Machias, which Machias, they all have unique battle quotes depending on who you team up with. And Machias is like, not a scratch on me. It's so funny, man. I guess I got a trophy with that. There's Machias' S-Craft. What's that, another trophy? There's Toval. Which Toval, he's good, use him with arts. He has an ability, he can cast arts the fastest out of anybody. And he uses a baton. Which sort of goes in line, the bracers totally aren't the police. So they communicate with Elliot and Fee, and we get the introduction of them. There's Elliot and Fee. So sweet seeing them again. Making some progress. Damn right. And yeah, that's her side story with Zephyr, which I thought was very, very interesting. And again, I think it really benefits having played, well, at least Azure, Zero and Azure first. So you know about Garcia and a little bit about Zephyr and what happened to the Jaeger King. Okay, we'll show you all these. So this is the reunion of Elliot. I'm so glad to see you, Reen. I'm so glad to see you, Elliot. Like, just so wholesome, man. It really is. So, oh man, this song that's playing right now, Trudge Along, this is like the overworld theme in certain areas, exploring the map, and it just gives you like that unease of like, we gotta keep going, look for our friends. Such a great soundtrack. The soundtrack in all the Trails games is great. But Fee jumps on top of him, and it's such a sweet scene because her whole story is she was abandoned by her foster family, and she has a new family in Class 7. And it's just such a great scene, such a wholesome scene, and I love her story arc so much. Like, I wasn't going to risk losing my new family. Just so sweet, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I used this as the thumbnail for my initial thoughts because I loved it so much. Can't help but crack a smile watching them. Can you? Don't know if I've ever seen anyone so happy to see their friends again. Such a great scene. And yes, Celine's being like the tsundere. He's like, come on, Celine. Enough of that. So yeah, you can do like this attack again. You get some cool stuff. And okay, here's Trial Chest. That's a new thing introduced in this game where you team up with certain characters to unlock Overdrive. I think Reen can do Overdrive with everybody, but the other characters need to unlock it with the Trial Chests. And then they make their way to Twin Dragon's Bridge. And right away we meet this hooded man. Who this is Instructor Thomas, by the way. Because he knows it's Class 7. And what does he say at the very end here? Yeah, at the end, what does Reen say? Hold on. It does bother me seeming to know who we are, but I think we're better off forgetting about him for now. Well, yeah, you can tell it's Instructor Thomas because of the back of his head. I knew it was him right away. I'm afraid that's as much help as I can give you. The rest is up to you. I'll be offering up a prayer to the goddess for your success. So that's cool. Here's some more stuff. Here's like the victory with Fee, where she's like, yeah, we did it. She does the peace sign. What is Reen? Oh, Reen gives her a thumbs up. Here's her S-Craft Sylphid Dance. So they make their way over here to a shrine, which is important later on in the game, the Terror Shrine. They're all the different elements, by the way. There's earth, water, wind, and fire. And maybe there's one more. I think there's just 4 of them. And Reen gets like these premonitions every time he goes there. Which is important for later. So, over here. Dude, this is Gorelia Fortress. And you see the blue field? That's Crossbell. That's the Ion protecting Crossbell. After Dieter Kreuss and Kia and all the crazy shit's gone down there. And I think at this very moment in the game, or maybe just after. Yeah, I think just after. So Lloyd is broken out of prison, and he's with Zeit and Wazi looking for his friends. Probably united with Tio at this point. But you see the devastation. And again, this is why it's so imperative to play Zero and Azure first. They're like, oh, it's Crossbell City. I know it. Crossbell's got some kind of new power. The Ion. Oh, Ouroboros is certainly involved, Salid. Absolutely. And Fee actually stops Machias from walking on a landmine, and we get the introduction to the 2 Jaegers, Zeno and Leonidas, who they call Leo for short. And I like this pose too, man. Like the bracers always protected everybody. So you get the reveal of them, and they have the despite the fact that, you know, we thought Zephyr's been disbanded, they have the Zephyr logo on. And I think they asked that. But yeah, they're just as strong as Red Constellation. That's why we learned in Zero that the Jaeger King, who they reveal really late in the game in the finale, his name is Rutger Kossel. And then Red Constellation's dude is Baldur Orlando, Randy's father. The two of them fought to the death. And Rutger was Fee's adoptive father. So we fight the two of them. I didn't beat them, but I didn't lose either. I think there's a time limit for this one. It's similar to when you fight Sigmund in Trails to Azure. And yeah, they said, not bad. You showed potential. And his voice is like, I'll try to do it real quick. Not bad. For being only students, you show great potential. Like, he has such a deep, booming voice. It's great, man. I fucking love it. So, of course, they summon some soul dots. And we gotta summon Valmar, the Ashen Knight. And Valmar shows up. You fight these guys. And then, Olaf Craig shows up. Elliot's father, who's a complete badass. Who's voiced by Sean Schemmel, by the way. Which is just crazy. He doesn't have many lines. But just the fact, I mean, he's gotta cost a pretty penny. The voice of Goku in the English dub, anyway. And then, the Icy Maiden, this hottie, Claire. Look at that sniper rifle. God damn. And she's fired away. And they're like, we gotta get the hell out of here. So we get the reveal there. And Olaf, despite like being a complete badass, and even his voice, complete badass. Oh, my beloved gift of Adios, hugging his son. Come to your father. And I think Elliot ducks away first, and then he gets a hug. And it's like, oh, it's so sweet, man. You see another side to him. Aw. Keep hugging me, son. What's another 2 or 3 minutes? Haven't seen you in a month. And there's look at this. She's fucking hot, man. Claire? Woo. So there she is. And this is when Claire joins the party. So, I'll just skip ahead a little bit more. Get to more relevant details. Yeah, she's going to aid us in the party. Right there, that's where she says, I hereby pledge my support to everyone in Class 7. Look at that smile. And, okay, here's some more students. This guy, this is Monk. He's like, look at this weirdo. He was obsessed with Misty. But you learn Misty is actually Vita. With Abentime. Sipping for her. And then Monica, I think she was from the swim club with Laura. They were good friends. And then, yeah, Claire gets a new outfit. Which, there's a line right here. Right there! Fee! I feel like I'm surrounded by horny teenagers all of a sudden. Yeah, they're all taking a peek at Claire. Can you blame him, Fee? Yeah, look at Tomo. Can't blame a guy for falling for a pretty girl, Fee. It's what we all do. Oh my god, and Celine just about it too. And Claire's probably just like, oh. That line was hilarious. And this was great too, because the whole reason why Elliot joined Thor's military academy is because his father's a great, general here, Lieutenant General Craig of the Armored Division. And Elliot wanted to study music because of his sister, his mother, who passed away, and yeah. But now his father here is like, you have my full support. So I love stuff like that. And they go back, they see his father's recovering. Oh, I took a screenshot of that because I guess why not? Oh, look at Claire. Oh man. So yeah, you get some bonding scenes. What's this one? Yeah, we're weird. Oh yeah, because Machias is studying. In the middle of the war, Machias is studying. And Fee's like, what the fuck is your problem, Machias? I don't know, man. Oh, there's a minigame where you can do snowboarding. Which the snowboarding minigame music is so badass. In any other game would be like a boss theme. So we make our way to the Nord Highlands. Oh, Milliam. That's some foreshadowing. And this thing changes, but I don't know why Claire's not in the shot. You think she'd be in there too. Oh, look at her. An absolute beauty. Look at her. My goodness. And they hear gunfire, and it's the Jaegers again, except there's a different group of their soldats too, but there's Jaegers as well. And there's Zex Vander, who I think is Mueller Vander's uncle, right? So they're here. And they're on edge, of course. They're like, what are you civilians doing here? It's a war. And you can run into other students. There's Beryl. Oh, she was the fortune teller. Right? So there's that. Oh, here's Mint. This is Makarov's niece. And she's trying to set up Instructor Makarov with Instructor Mary. So we try to make our way to the Nord Highlands. And they fight some Jaegers. So they fight them. And they have the beasts similar to what the Red Constellation used. And then Gaius shows up to the rescue, which I knew as soon as we go to the Nord Highlands, I'm like, Gaius has to be here. This is his homeland. So he's there. And this was an epic moment where he showed up to save the day. So that's cool. And then we make our way over to Lake Lacrima, which is where Gwyn, Elisa's grandfather, lived. And you see Gaius's parents again. And all that good stuff. And then you make your way to actually where another shrine is. You get the horses again. And you can make your way to the next location. You fight this monster, which I think this was a monster. This is a cryptid. Who you fought in the old schoolhouse, if I remember correctly. And Elisa and Milliam are there defending Gwyn. Which they're trying to stop this jammer. There's like a communication jammer. And they're trying to turn it back on. And you actually fight with them. And save the day. And this was a really sweet reunion. Which, yeah, Claire's with you too. Double score. So they fight the cryptid. Very interesting, because at the same time, weren't the cryptids active in Crossbow? Oh, yeah. The dream team. And there's Milliam. Oh, my God. I love, like, all right, Lammy, let's go. Come on, Lammy. And she turns Lammy into, like, a giant mallet. Like, what even is Lammy? I just, Milliam always has a smile. I can't help but smile whenever I see her as well. So, something abnormal is going on in Ereboni. It's not just the war. Oh, you're right about that. And this just warms my heart, this scene. Claire, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, and they hug. And she says something funny, too. Let me see what she says. Yeah, same to you. That new outfit you got on looks smoking on you. Oh, Milliam, smoking. Yeah. And then you get the embrace, which I wonder if this would have been different if you didn't romance Elisa. But because I did, maybe it was more like, oh, so happy to see you. This is a really good scene. And the two of them love each other. And again, as I said earlier in the game, I believe this is the best relationship, Reen and Elisa, for like the canon pairings, whatever. But in my opinion, my favorite girls was Faye. So. Oh, not now! Forget I said it! Oh, no, I didn't say it! Like, come on, Elisa. and Gwyn's like, oh, young people in their youth. Does he hit on Claire or anything? Wait, I'm surprised you got no problems with a passionate embrace like that in front of your old grandpa. Oh, I haven't seen him in a month. Oh, what's this? It's Milliam time. Yeah, she gives him a hug too. She jumps on top of him. Oh, Milliam, I missed you. How can you not love Milliam, man? Imagine not liking Milliam. And even like Fee. It's nice to see everyone together again. And Gwyn. Then, oh yeah, we're going to smash it up with Lammy. They're going to make their next plan to go there, turn everything back on. There's Elisa and her S-Craft. That's their victory. I think they say something like, way to go, Elisa, we did it. We really do make a great team. So cute. And Milliam's face, she makes all these funny faces. Yeah, we can't quite go there yet. Oh, this is a side quest. You gotta find this horse. And the little girl calls it Zuka or something. I think that's his name. There's Gaius' S-Craft. So yeah, as you go to each shrine, you learn more details. Like, this is Eventually you learn it's Emperor Dreikel's, and that's him recruiting the Nord warriors. Right? Oh yeah, this guy, his daughter is likes one of Gaius' brothers or something. Oh, this is a quest too. They find this locket for one of the guys who died, and they give it back to Private Zatz here. Alright, so they make their way to the watchtower. Let's go, go, go! Go, go, go! And believe in yourself, as the guy from Yakuza Like a Dragon says. I love it's just the watchtower. It's not the Nord watchtower, just the watchtower. So they go in there and fight the Jaegers. And yeah, you have to crawl through the air shafts. What's William say? Ha! Come on, who cares if the boy's gonna sneak up your panties? Got my eye on the prize. They all have funny things about the treasure chests. Like, I think Fees is, I spy with my little eye the goods. So, yep, she gotta bring everything. And then our favorite Phantom Thief Blue Blanc, shows up. It would have been cool if they played the Enforcer theme from the Sky games, but they didn't. Oh well. Ha ha ha! It's me, Blue Blanc. So we see him. That's a great shot. He is messed up with the head. That's why him and Oliver are such good rivals. And then Altina shows up. And yeah, you fight the two of them. And that's Altina Orion and Milliam Orion. But it makes sense later on. And they're like, oh, Orion, what the hell do you have that name for? Which Claire knows more about it. Because she's sort of like the caretaker of Milliam. So, they fight. And you beat them. But why the hell, damn, they're strong. But that's just so we can have our next entrance. Who is... Where is it? Oh no, they attack some more. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I'm waiting for the reveal. Yeah! Is that really you, Sharon? Yes! Supermaid! Enforcer number 9! The Severing Chains! Sharon Cougar! Look at her! Look at her, man. I love Sharon. One of my favorite characters from the first game, and also one of my favorite characters in this game. And I couldn't believe her reveal at the end of the first game where she's an enforcer. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. And Blue Blanc knows her. And it's like, what the hell are you doing here? Do you have the orders from the Grand Master? And it's like, no, I'm a humble servant of the Reinfeld family. That's what she said. I don't know if she's going to say it. I'm a loyal servant of the Reinfeld family. Oh, she's coming to Lady Elisa's... I've come to aid Lady Elisa in making her moves on Master Reen. And yeah, that's why I call her the Supermaid, because William, Supermaid. She's Supermaid. How can you not like Sharon either? Oh, and again, this is why it's like so imperative to play the games in order, man. Joshua and Ren, because yeah, Joshua and Ren were enforcers too, which I gotta remember. I know Ren was enforcer number 15. Was Joshua enforcer number 13? He might have been. I don't remember. I know Ren was 15. Yeah, Joshua was the Black Fang and Ren was the Angel of Slaughter. Oh yeah. This is an interesting line, and the face she makes here, like, the path she chose. I feel we're going to learn a lot more about her in the next game. So, some cool stuff. And then the Soldats show up. So we got Valimar, we got to fight the Soldats. Oh, I got a trophy from that. Oh, and you can change who you want to use in the battle. And they have different attacks. Like, Elisa's, her attack, I think, gave me more crash points or replenished them or something. Yeah, you can use whoever you want. So, they make their escape. Yeah. Milliam calls Clam Soleil see ya, Sammy! And she makes a face like that. And I think Altina is like, don't call him that. You'll get him confused. And I think it's so interesting how Milliam is this cute, happy, outgoing girl, which I guess Altina is cute as well, but you get what I'm saying, like Milliam is all like, yay, let's go! And Altina has this monotone voice and very soft-spoken. It's interesting contrast. But yeah, not Sharon. Elisa is like, no, what the hell are you here? Get out of here, crazy lady! And Sharon joins the party. So after that, you go back home, and then you figure out your next... Yeah, this is everyone saying goodbye. We gotta go. And yeah, Sharon's coming along with us. Oh, Schmidt! We'll get to him later, too. That cranky old dude. So he's still recovering, but he's feeling better. And Supermaid! God, she's beautiful, too. I need a Supermaid in my life. But yeah, Supermaid's in the party, and her S-Craft is extremely overpowered. She was always in the party from that point forward whenever I could. So, you get your bonding scenes of people. Who do I have here? Oh, now we got Claire and Milliam. Now we got her. Yeah, I think she talks more about Ouroboros and why she's with him. But yeah, I don't really even understand the whole hierarchy of enforcers in Ouroboros, but the Grandmaster's the head honcho Ouroboros, then you have the Anguish, then you have the enforcers, and she has like, you know, she can do what she wants, so she's gonna fight with us. So, oh, the woman he's talking about here is Ein Selnit, the first dominion of the Gralsritter. What you learn about this, sort of from the Ring of Judgment manga. Oh god, Tobal's giving Rena a head pat. The madman. Aw, cute. Cute, cute, cute. Look at how close they are to each other. Yes, okay, this is one of the bonding events with Elisa, where you actually learn, or... No, maybe that's later on. Okay, but there's a bonding event where you learn that they actually met each other there way back when they were kids. Alright, so we're gonna go. Oh yeah, this is my party for a while. Oh yeah. For all my all my foot fans out there, which there are quite a number of them. Wait, what's this? What's your take on bigger boobs, Reen? Purple's... Wait, what even is this? Purple's really embarrassed about how big her breasts are, so she binds them. They're big. What the fuck? I don't even know, man. Alright, here's, look at this team up, man. Look at this. And this is in Legram. There's a mist, because of the higher elements, of course. And she says something like, oh, you fought splendidly, Lady Elisa. And Elisa blushes. So cute. Alright, we run into, Klaus. And then this guy, what was his name? Miles. Okay, he's like the Michelle or the Ina of the Erebonian Bracer Guild, the receptionist. And they can't find Victor, Captain Arcade, right? Because he disappeared with Olivert. And then we run into this little girl. Oh, I knew who that was. That's Duvalie the Swift. And she, I wonder, yeah, because Sharon's my party, so that's why she has to say something. Sharon knows who Duvalie is. Yeah, she's just a traveler. And yeah, she just starts screaming, I'm paired with him! Talking about McBurn. And her lord is Arianrod. Right, so these people are all simping for Lady Laura. Aw, Celine's getting mad about this dog. Okay, here's another former classmate. This is Vivi, which Lynn has the braids. And Vivi and Lynn are twin sisters. And it was cool. And Casper, right? Okay, so this changes. And Toval is out of the party now. Out of the group shot, which is kind of weird. And Sharon's not in it, but Claire's in it now. Milliam. Is that a Mishi snowman? I think it is. Alright, so they make their way on the boat to Lohengrin Castle. And we see Laura and Emma fighting another cryptid. And I love their new outfits here. I already mentioned, like, I love all the new outfits, but I'll just mention it again here because it's just like Laura's a complete badass and Emma's like the sexy witch. That's why. And this is a really great reunion scene. There's Laura's S-Craft. It's really you. You're all here. So happy to see you're well. And they're crying, and aw. So good to see him again. But interesting, because remember, Valimar said there were groups of 3, and here we only see 2. And Eustace is still gone, which he's gone back to Berea hard. So we gotta look for him. And Celine, come on, embrace your hug from Emma. Thank you for coming, Celine. Look at the face Celine's making. Like, why you hold me like that? Aw, come on, Celine. So they make their way back. And they see a ship. Right? And we get introductions for new characters. We have this guy. Brigadier General Wallace Bardius. Who he's, I think, not full Nord. He's like half Nord. That's why he's got darker skin. He's tan. And his hairstyle. They mentioned that he's a Nord warrior or something like to that effect. And then General Aurelia Le Guin, who trained under both the Vander School and the Arcade School of Swordsmanship. So she's OP as fuck. The Golden Rakshasa. What a badass name. So they're here. Look at that face she's making. What the hell's her problem? But they're just looking for more details. Here we have, again, the beautiful artwork of the 2 ladies. Emma's looking bustier than usual. I think it is canon. They do say later on. I think Billy in particular that Emma's got the biggest titties of the whole group. That's her S-craft. Oh my god. The victory celebration between these 2 is so cute. Laura goes, "Together, Laura and Fee," and then there's a pause, and Fee goes, "Spells victory!" And it's so cute, man. I absolutely love it. Oh my, what a lovely chest. Right, so here's some more stuff. Well, I think I made this so I would get the trophy like that. I like strategically timed it because it's either 50 or 100 attacks doing rush attack. Oh yeah, Elisa and Sharon. So I took a million screenshots. Here's some more stuff. Yeah, this is Emperor Dreikel's encounter with Leanne Sandlat, the Lance Maiden, also known as Arianrod. This is hilarious too. This is one of Sharon's, not her S-craft, but her regular craft attack, which can heal the party members. And it's just so anime and so JRPG, where you literally stop the battle and, "Oh, how about I serve you some tea?" And she like sets the table and starts pouring tea. And just the smile on the face she has, like, I love her, man. I love Sharon. So good. So they make their way to Berea Hard. We see this asshole, Duke Gal Berea, who's, even at the end, he's still a fucking asshole. I don't like him at all. He's like some villains I kind of like in this game, where it's like, oh, you're cool, I can kind of understand. But that villain, fuck him. Oh, this is a quest you gotta find. You gotta find little Bootsy, the little kitty cat. Yeah, here it is. No, that's Celine. Oh yeah, there's there's Bootsy. Yeah, Celine. Come on, small fry. And you find Bootsy. And I think she says something about the cats talking. Let me see. "I must be going senile. I could have sworn your cat was talking. Silly me." Not quite. So are there more? Yeah, there's more. This is Colette. That is Teresa. And then you get a note to go to the airport where you meet Eustace. And Eustace agrees because he's part of the nobility, so he should take his side with the Noble Alliance, but really he doesn't want to. So he wants to have a duel with Reen, and they're going to have a race. And if Reen wins, then he'll go. And they have a race on motorcycle. Actually, Reen uses the motorcycle, Angelica's motorcycle, and Eustace uses a horse. And then we see in the distance, Duvalie is spying on him. Right? And, yep, McBurn's with her. "Do what you want, I don't care." And then the face she makes, let's say, "Oh no, not this time, you're coming with me." And that's that. So that essentially implies that, like, when she was in Legram, which that is very important for lore reasons. I think that's only explained in the Black Records, that Leanne Sandlot is actually from Legram. Right? That's why she was there, probably. And this scene sort of implies that she was there by herself and McBurn didn't go with her. So, like, "You're coming with me! That's that!" I'm here to support you, not babysit you. And yeah, that's, because at this point, I don't think we even know he's an enforcer, but you have a number, not me, and she's not an enforcer, she's just a stall ritter. Fine, what a pain. And you notice Sharon's there, a familiar face. So you have the race, and you get the motorcycle, which after this point, I think you can have the motorcycle and just use it whenever you want to move around the world a little faster, which is pretty cool. So then you actually fight Eustace. And, well, you win, of course. And he joins the party. This is a good scene. But I think his asshole father shows up again. And yeah, Celine's like, I'm cringing at you guys. Like, come on, it's fun. Come on, why are you doing that? But, oh, okay, so Duvalie and McBurn show up before, Duke Alvarea. And you fight them. And Duvalie, look at McBurn up top there, yeah. I think she yells at him like, come on over here already, what are you doing? Duvalie the Swift. And yeah, Sharon knows the Steel Maiden, of course. And yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. Does it bug you? Does it? Sucks to be you! Like, she's talking this big game. And they're like, you really with Ouroboros? Acting like this? Yeah, the man beside her is even more frightening. Why are you still up there? Get down this instant! You can handle him. Just flip it out. Yeah, he's an enforcer like Sharon at Phantom Thief B. And I don't... Yeah, because she says right there, she's number 9. But I think she also said that numbers aren't inherently, like, their rank in terms of how strong they are. But for him, he is the strongest. Or perhaps the strongest. So he's going to fight McBurn. Which I kind of thought his name was stupid, but at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of badass in a way. McBurn. The almighty conflagration. What the fuck does that even mean? And we fight the two of them. Which I beat Duvalie. I actually beat her, believe it or not. There's Eustace's S-Craft. And after you beat her, this guy like one-shots you, so you can't beat McBurn. And who shows up? Someone shows up. Oh yeah, Louve. It's not Low, it's Louve. Just when he said his name, I'm like, he said the thing. He said Louve. You know what I mean? So cool. And yeah, Reens gets back up again. He's gonna use his ogre powers. And McBurn is like, "Are you mixed?" And Reens like, "The fuck does that mean?" Well, I'm not gonna tell you if you don't know what that means. So I'm out of here. So he leaves. And oh, Sarah shows up! Shit, I forgot about this. Yeah, Instructor Sarah shows up. Hell yeah. Oh, what a badass. I love Sarah, her weapons too. She got like the orbital gun and then the sword. So cool. Don't worry your pretty little head's none. Now that I'm here, I won't let them lay a finger on you. Yeah, of course he had a secret channel. Which, I don't know, I gotta move a little bit further here along, guys, don't you think? But yeah, they're ready to fight. And yeah, I think he powers up. Yeah, he does his powering up. Look at Duvalie's face there. Look at her eyes. She's like, oh shit. Don't do it. And this asshole shows up, which he summons the Soldats. Hector. So you call Valimar, and they leave. And then Valimar kicks his ass. And then they make their way the hell out of there, back to Ymir. And now everyone's back in Ymir. Right? And this is sweet, man. I couldn't be prouder. They've all gone through so much to come this far. Which, yeah, that's the thing, too. Which you wouldn't understand if you didn't play the Sky games. Is when the Bracer Guilds, was they touch on that a little in the first Cold Steel game. But the Bracer Guilds were being attacked by Ouroboros, by the Jester Jaegers as well. And they don't say it, but you figure out who it is. And it's Campanella, it's Sharon, and it's Louve. And Sarah was fighting against them. That's why Sarah and Sharon have a sort of weird relationship. because Sarah's like, she knows all about Sharon. It's funny, man. I like it. I can see all these little nods to the prior games. It's really cool. But they're all back. Teo's up. And they're ready to go. Oh, and I guess I didn't bring Machias along. I wonder, yeah, because that's the thing. That's why it's probably worth playing the game multiple times. So if you bring Machias along, I'm sure there's even more dialogue between him and Eustace, because they're best friends. Oh, and Milliam says, so yeah, Milliam actually goes for a hug for Eustace, right? Why'd you move out of the way? Because you were trying to hug me, obviously. Come on, take a hug from Milliam, will you? Oh yeah, so Toval and Claire were taking care of the village security. Good stuff. And then there's a scene here. I think you can choose, or it might have to... Well, actually, I think I got a screenshot for all of them, so you probably can choose, and it gives you links. So I chose Elisa first. God damn! So she comes in, and, you know, it's all awkward. Like, oh! I want to see, like... You know... Thank you! Knock it off! So we get these cute little things, and you're shipping stuff. So I went through all of them, chose Sharon. I think Sharon's is actually pretty funny. Let me show you Sharon's. Perhaps you would allow me the pleasure of washing your back. Yes, please. What's Elisa gonna say? What'd she say? For now, in this moment, simply think of me as your very own personal maid. Should you require anything of me, do tell. I will do anything that you so desire. You sure about that? And then Sarah. You get the idea. I went through them all just to see all the scenes. And I think you just get like the Link experience. And maybe a bit of the dialogue is different. But I went through them all. And Emma looks really cute because she has her hair. Normally it's in a ponytail, and there it's all down. And she has her glasses off. Yeah. They're all great. Whoever you choose is good. So anyway, oh, here's Sarah's S-Craft. Hell yeah. There's Annabelle. Oh, is this a quest? This might have been a side quest, helping her find a fish. So, what's Sharon doing? Oh yeah, Reed helps Sharon cook, and he injures his finger, and she sucks the blood off his finger. Sharon, I'm not sure it's a good idea to start sucking on people's fingers out of the blue like that. And then she's talking about how she'd help Lady Elisa whenever she scraped her knees. Oh, here's yeah, it's the Mishy Snowman. There's Fee bonding with the dogs. Is Sarah drinking? She's always drinking. Drinking the night away. She went cold turkey? I'm gonna press X to doubt that one. She could do that. Okay, this is what I was looking for. So with Elisa, if you talk to her in the bonding event, they talk about how Elisa went vacationing in Ymir when she was a young girl. And you get this image here where Reen and Elisa actually met each other when they're both young children. And I think that works even more for the relationship. And I thought this was a really sweet scene. So, really cute. Are you kidding me? That boy was you? Of course it was. So, yep, they met when they were kids. Of course they did. And, oh yeah, they're having a meeting, because now everyone's been reunited. And they got to figure out what to do next. And then they hear a voice. And Vita just shows up. I guess she can show whatever she wants with Grianos. And the Pantagruel is right above them. So they got to get ready for a battle. And Crow is with them, too. So you got to fight Crow. I think this is, you lose this fight. But we see Crow. See, you damn terrorist! Yeah, Crow assassinated Gileath Osborne, of course. But they have an ultimatum for Reen to basically join us. It's very Star Wars. There's another Star Wars-esque thing later on in this game. Holy shit. But yeah, join us or else. And everyone shows up for battle. And you get some cool scenes right here where, what's the matchup? I think, like, let me just say, let's keep going. Oh, and Rufus shows up too. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, you have Sarah and Toval fight a group, and then you have Claire and Sharon team up. Good stuff. And then, wow, I got a trophy fighting Rufus. You fight Rufus, and this is an unwinnable boss fight. I was doing good, and then this fucker, he did 2 S-crafts in a row. He did 2 S-crafts in a row, and he killed me. What a badass, though. But he won, and then you gotta go. Takes Reen. Well, Reen goes willingly to spare his friends. Gets on the Pantagruel. And that's the end of Act 1. So with that, you know, Duke Cayenne, this piece of shit, is like, we want to end the war. You know. Join us. Gideon Osborne is dead. So this is the intermission aboard the Pantagruel. And you have all these scenes where you have bonding moments of all the characters, particularly Crow. Where, I mean, Crow, I like Crow a lot. And it's like, I understand he had his reasons, but he didn't have to do it, man. He didn't have to. He threw away the great relationship we had with Reen in Class 7. And they have a fish burger. And they talk about Jurai, the special economic zone, which is similar to Crossbell. Like, you know, everybody takes over Crossbell. They had also taken over Jurai, which is Crow's hometown. And this is where you get the flashback about his grandfather, who I think was the mayor. And man, name dropping North Ambria. North Ambria, that's where the salt pail came from. And it destroyed North Ambria. And that's why Weissman went down his dark road, which he was part of the Septian Church. And then he defected and became, I think he was the third Anguish, right? So it's cool they name drop all that shit. But there's young Crow. And he learned Blade, which after this intermission, you actually get access to Blade again. Which is cool. But yeah, Gileath is there, you know the deal. And he's able to talk them out of it. And they join, they get annexed. And that's that. And then his grandfather died, he just passed away. And fell ill. So that was the only family he had, and he said, fuck it, let me go. And he ends up forming the Imperial Liberation Front with the help, the affiliation of Duke Cayenne. And you can see Scarlet, Vulcan, and Gideon right there, right? And that's when he also met Vita Clotilde, and he met her 3 years ago, and they did the trial to get the Azure Knight. And God, she looks even bustier in that drawing, doesn't she? Goodness. I guess that's where Emma gets her bustiness from, so they must be blood-related somehow. And this really got me in the feels just seeing this. Like, because he formed that great relationship with his friends Toa, George, and Angelica. But it was all a front to avenge his grandfather. Which I think it's actually not even his blood-related grandfather. It's just like his guardian, who he referred to as his grandfather, or something to that effect. So basically he says, just go around and talk to everybody. And you get some cool tidbits from all the characters. There's Scarlet, who's actually also voiced by Mela Lee, the same voice actor as Sharon. But she's from the holy city of Arteria. And she was actually training as part of the Graal structure. She doesn't say the full story here, but she gives you a little tidbit and says, you know, maybe later I'll tell you the rest of the story, which she does. There's Vulcan, which I guess I didn't take much of him because, you know, who really cares? Blue Blanc. Why is he just the man in white now? Because he's not wearing his pants? Wait, what the fuck? Man in white and then Blue Blanc? And he name drops Olivert, I think. I gotta find it. What the hell? I'll have a drink. Yeah, and Oliver, see, again, this is why you gotta play the Sky games first, because you get the whole relationship between the two of them. And their friendly rivalry. Or is it friendly? Nah. See, I kind of like Blue Block. Like, I get, like, these villains are evil by nature. They're working with bad guys, they're doing evil shit. But I can't really hate them. I like Blue Blanc. Why am I sitting down having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal? I don't know, Reed. Because the game wants you to. Oh, shit. So, he wants to find Olivert, and that's that. Okay, this was great, too. Running into Zeno and Leo again. And they talk a lot about Fee. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education. And don't forget, she was the youngest of our classmates, too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases. And yeah, they really seem to adore her, like two proud parents slugging our shot. I can't hate the two of them either, because even at the end of the game, once you have to fight them, and they sort of, in a way, let her pass and give her more tidbits as to what's going on with Zephyr. So they have their reasons for doing what they're doing, mainly with Rutger. But they like Fee, and really they love Fee, and they want Fee to do well. I thought this was a great scene, gave them more personality, and you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you? Maybe. I have, but Reed, no, he's got Elisa. And they had their reasons. And they do tell Fee their reasons, which I liked. Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her? Look at the faces they're making. They are two overprotected fathers. Yeah, and again, we know Zephyr's not all that bad because, again, we've seen these two. Rutger had it in him to raise Fee, and even Garcia, who I really liked Garcia, one of my favorite characters in Trails to Azure, and Zero, but particularly a scene in Azure. And then you see McBurn, and you have a conversation with him. He just complained. And they're talking about, like, the mixed thing in them that gives them the ogre powers. And I think... maybe not, though. Like, can they be related? Can Reen and McBurn be related? I don't know. How the fuck do they have the same power? And the one line he has here, talking about stigmas, man. I know all about stigmas from Kevin and from Wazzy. That's the line right there. So, Reen asks him, like, alright, well, how much of you is mixed, actually? And there's a long pause. All of me. It's such a great delivery in the line, man. I loved it. So good. Alright, so we see Altina, and of course, we gotta make it awkward. It's the young girl. Reed's walking in, she's sleeping. And Clam Celeste shows up defending her, like, what are you doing? Sneak into my room! Do you have any inappropriate motives? And name drop the Black Workshop. And he head pats her. Why'd you head pat me? And then, oh, Duvalie, the Swift! Duvalie, look at her. And yet, so at the same time, she must have just fought Lloyd in the SSS. Or maybe just after that she fights Lloyd in the SSS. Because I think in the finale, Duvalie mentions how, like, worn out and tired she is. I think that's it, because you fight her in Crossbow. Only one time. You fight her here, like, 3 times. Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced? Well, yeah. You and that Arsene are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place. Look at her face. And she puts her armor off for some reason. So she's only here because she serves Arianrod. And she's saying how great she is. She is divine, I will give you that. Very beautiful woman. Look at her, it looks like her eyes got bigger, they're like glowing there. The Steel Maiden. Yeah, I guess the enforcers we met all have a certain kind of darkness. But is there darkness in Duvalet, and maybe that's why she's not an enforcer? Because I don't even think Arianrod's a bad woman, you know, or a villain or anything, from her actions in Azure anyway. I guess we'll have to get to that in later games or what the deal is, but she must have her own ulterior motive for working with Ouroboros. Yeah. I like their interactions. Get the hell out of the room! She's blushing now. Duvalet. Then you get to the final room, which this initiates, you know, the next cutscenes with Princess Alphen. You reunite with her. Really sweet scene. And she actually joins the party. They're going to make their escape. And yeah, Reen's really conflicted. What the fuck do I do here? And this is where Princess... Well, you get all these flashbacks here. But Princess Alphen basically says, you know, you gotta believe in yourself. Really cute scene. And he still feels guilty for, like, unleashing his powers all those years ago. So... At this point, after getting the resolve, he's able to, like, sort of harness the power now. And you can actually use it. It's called Spirit Unification. You can use it in battle as a craft. We get going. So that's exactly what they do. And she's in the party now, which is so awesome. So this mission is more or less like an escort mission trying to escape. Because you see here with Princess Alphen... you know, level 60 compared to level 76, a lot lower HP, but she has a lot of EP. She actually has some pretty good spells, but she can't attack. She has no weapon, which makes sense. I mean, why would she have a weapon? But yeah, it's so cool, like Princess Alphen, and no crafts or S-craft either. So, they gotta escape through the vent, and yeah, Reed is like, I have to go first, because otherwise I'll look up your dress. Oh my god. So they make their escape. And I had saved, and yeah, again, the title screen changes any important moment in the game. And here you have Valmar's like all chained up, and then Ordine's standing up. So you gotta fight these two, which you can use your Spirit Unification attack. And of course Reen's not gonna join the alliance. So Duvalet, she's ready to go again. I'm Duvalet the Swift. What does she call him? You bore? You will pay with your arrogance. She's so cocky, man. She was like that in Azure too, like just boasting away. And yeah, the Ogre power. That's what it is. And what this does, it gives you, I think it's either 3 or 5 turns, you get a buff on everything, like strength, defense, speed, everything. And then he gets like super strength, can run with the princess. Wait a minute, wait just a damn minute! Duvalet's voice actress is great too. I think her name is Eden Regal. So these guys, do you fight them or you just run past them? I don't even remember. I think you just run past them. Yeah, I think you only fought the other two and you just run past everybody else. But then you run into McBurn and Crow. Like, okay, good luck. And you fight Crow, actually. You fight him one-on-one. Which there's been quite a few one-on-one fights in the Trails games over the years. So, with that, his power ran out. Very similar to how in the first game, you know, Valmar's no match for Ordine. Because he gets to learn his new abilities. And then, dude, the music here was so fucking keto. And the Courageous shows up. And look at the cavalries here. We have Toval, Claire, Sarah, and of course, Supermaid Sharon Kruger. And then, even better, let's see where. Oh, and there he is, Victor Arcade. And he's ready to face off against McBurn, the blazing demon himself. Holy shit. And then Prince Oliver shows up. Yeah, I think he fires away at Blue Block. Take that, nighty-night kitty cats. Look at him winking away. And William, you're looking spiffy, Crow. I love that she says that. Like, what? You're looking spiffy. Does Crow say anything? Oh, I guess I didn't take that. Wait, what did that? Doesn't sound like much fun at all. How about we forego the fighting and have ourselves a party instead? And then Blue Block. I could never turn down a party. Oh, Jubilee. No. Can't one of you take this a little more seriously? Flip it out. So yeah, they're all the hell out of here. They gotta regroup. His worthy rival. I love the interaction between Blue Block and Oliver. The two of them are just hilarious. Oh. Oh my god. Alright, so they're leaving, and we got some more stuff. What does Crow say at the end here? I like to see a try. Yeah, okay, we're gonna fight him again one day. And that's the end of the intermission. And we're on the Courageous now. And we gotta figure out where we're going next. And on the Courageous, which I think I glossed over that, I think the voice you heard right away was Toa and George. And, yep, they're on here. And Toa becomes the acting captain. Which is, Victor gives her his hat. And she becomes the acting captain. Which, it's just, because Toa's a year older than them. But you look at her, it's like you think she's like Princess Outfit or whatever. She's a cute little thing. Again, I always love these reunion scenes. And George, there he is. Where's Angelica? Angie, my favorite. I like Angie, let me tell you. I know a lot of the Trails fans don't like Angie. I think she's great. So, Oliver basically says, because they have a skeleton crew, go around and find the other students and get them to help me with the ship. You know? And yeah, so that was the whole point. We got to find our friends again to regroup, just cause. And Oliver's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do from this point forward? And Reen's like, well, we got to bring it into the Civil War. And we're class 7, throwing a few of Reen's trademark speeches. We're rare to go. That's right. Hey, you know what? Lloyd does the cheesy speeches better than Reen, though. Can I just say that? I mean, come on. But yeah, they're gonna. Let's look at how badass he is with the hat. I guess the Toa. But, you know, the thing is, they want to be neutral. But in the end, they end up helping the Imperials. Which, I mean, in a way makes sense. Because the nobles we already established have all the villains. Which, yeah, wouldn't the Imperials be nobles too? No, they want to help, like, Emperor Eugent. You know, Oliver's father. And Governor Regnance. And just bring peace. But in the end, they fight the Noble Alliance. So, they're not really neutral. But it works out. So yeah, and then Princess Alpha's gonna stay along, and Victor gives the hat to Toa. It'd be an honor. Look at Captain Toa. Look at her. Like a human Mishi. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, like, just human Mishi and Tio? I can't wait. Oh, where is the Falcon, where's the Captain Toa merch? I'll buy some. And this is the point in the game, which again makes sense. And we do see them again later on. But because we got all these new party members, all the veterans, well, Sarah stays with us, because she's our instructor. But these three leave. They have their other duties. Alright, Tobal, he's going to go back, be a bracer. Claire's going back for the RMP. And then Sharon goes back with Arena. So I get it. I wish they would have stayed because I loved using them in the party. But I get it. And I think I didn't mention this earlier. When you did, you know, each quest before getting all of Class 7 reunited, you could only bring one of the veterans with you. And I used like Toval, Claire, and then Sharon. I just did it that way. It worked out. Wait, that doesn't sound... What did she say? Research tasks by Chairman Arena? That doesn't sound shady. What is she talking about? Anyway. They got... Oh, wait, where is it? Strange shit's going on in Crossbell. You better believe it. And I got an item from Sharon. I think this is dependent on who you had the highest link with. Which, yeah, once I got Sharon, I had her in the party constantly. Alright, so they leave. And they're talking about the death of Gilius Osborne. Which he didn't die. Which Lecter said something about that. About old man Gilius would never die that way. But he was shot. He was shot in the chest. And they never revealed how the fuck he survived. He just sort of was like, oh, I'm Gilius Osborne. For the big reveal at the end. So, there's our Captain Toa. And they're going to save the day. I think the first task is going back there and helping Olaf Craig. Alright, so Prince... Oh, they have... This is similar to Trails from Zero and Azure. The computer. And here's Act 2, Awakening Lions. So we gotta find our students, talk to everyone. What's Milliam saying? She always says some funny things. Oh, the ship's so fancy. Oh yeah, Rena asked her about the Black Workshop. Does she know? Yeah, they do business there. I guess she doesn't say just yet, but we learn about the Black Workshop. Here's a new title screen, which all of Class 7 is reunited. And here's some more students. Oh, here's Rex! I think Rex is talking about Claire here. Where is it? Oh, no, the lovely lady in uniform. Yeah, Rex loves taking pictures of the girls. Can you blame him? Oh, I think they're talking about Anton. I think Anton's here. Here's some more students. Which, who are they? Nicholas and Emily. Nicholas is from the cooking club. I forget where Emily's affiliated with. But you go back to Gorelia Fortress, and you run into Anton again! The poor guy's looking for Ricky! Like, this whole side quest was so heartfelt, and it's like, come on, Anton, reunite with him! Ricky, where are you? Oh, this is the quest. We had to find him because he was lost. Anton from Libero. And I think, does he mention anything about Fran? Yeah, the last girl to win my heart is still there. Talking about Fran. Which, when you first met him in Cold Steel 1, he's like, I hate festivals! Because he was just rejected by Fran. But he wasn't even rejected by Fran. Fran said she loved Noelle, which Anton took it the wrong way. Fran just loves her sister. I mean, poor guy. I'll never forget your beautiful smile. Aww. Alright. Oh, then you fight the cryptids. There's like 5 of these things. You don't even have to fight them, but if you want to fight them, I think you can get a powerful item or something. So some of the students here, depending on who you bring with you, you had to bring Laura to recruit Monica, because they were friends at the swimming club. And then you get new additions to the various facilities on the ship. Like you can do some practice training to get more U materials. You can buy items, all sorts of stuff. Here's Faye and Sarah. Which, interesting note, whenever you do a link attack or rush or whatever with Sarah, with any of the kids, they'll always refer to her as an Instructor Sarah. Whereas with Faye, she just goes, come on, Sarah. She just says, she doesn't call her Instructor Sarah. Very interesting note. But, again, it makes sense because, in a way, Sarah is sort of Faye's adoptive mother after Rucker passed away. So, who's this one? Vivi? Her poor sister hasn't been reunited with her. I think Lynn, is she in Bereahard? She's somewhere. Oh, yeah. Look at that screenshot. Oh, these two. These two are from Heimdall, and they're friends of Machias. And they're always complaining. Who are these people? Oh, man. I'm sorry. This is the shit I take screenshots of. So this is like in between side quests. Here's Mint again. Is she talking about Makarov? Yeah, she actually becomes one of the pilots or something. Do some more quests. Oh, here's Oliver. If you report the quest, he says something fun. Reen, baby, talk to me. And this is voice acted, so it's all right. You can admit you just wanted to hear my voice. And then you hear, this is Muir. Olivier, we need to get moving. Which funny that he calls him Olivier. I thought that's just his incognito name. Be right there, my dear Muir, my love. Put me in, coach. Me and Lammy are always ready to beat some bad guys. Which also, for each chapter here, depending on where you go, because I think over here I was in the Nord Highlands, I think there's certain instances like this over here. Oh, here's Beryl. Yeah, you just keep running into everybody. You have to bring certain party members with you. Like, I think you have to bring Gaius with you. Later on, you go back to Rower, you bring Elisa, etc., etc. So you go over here and help Olaf again. Take back the Twin Dragons Bridge. Because they actually, they took Fiona, his daughter, and Elliot's sister as a hostage. This is a great shot, too. Like, let the operation begin, and the whole class is ready to go. I think Sarah is a mandatory party member here. Yeah, there's a great moment with Sarah. Or no, that's later. Sorry, getting ahead of myself again. But we see Instructor Thomas again. Oh, yeah. He has the reveal afterward. And Fiona, she's so pretty, man. Look at Fiona. So we're here to rescue her. This asshole's holding the sword like that. Fuck him. What's this song, man? Blue Destination. We're gonna have to probably loop this playlist at this rate. Oh, they summon these monsters. We kick their ass. And Instructor Neidhart shows up. I forgot about him. He shows up. Because actually, I thought they said he was in Gorelia Fortress, but he survived that. And yeah, I wanted to get to this part where the brother and sister are reunited. So sweet. Aww. So, ready to go. And I guess Thomas didn't reveal it just yet. Thomas reveals himself later. So you check on Becky and Rosine. And even Anton. What the fuck is Anton doing here? He couldn't find any clues. Keep looking. There's Fee taking a cat nap. Oh yeah, they showed the foreshadowing earlier that Tella is given an orbital gun by Prince Olivert because she actually joins the party later. So this is a bonding event, I think. This is another sweet one with Elisa. We're going to take a walk down memory lane from our first field study. And they walk around a bit. And then there's one where they ride on the motorcycle and she's blushing if you look close enough. Oh, give her another drink. She's thirsty. Yes, boy, I hit the spot. Beer me again, Margot. Already? Aren't you chugging those down kind of fast? Don't worry, Green. Sarah's are relatively harmless. She's relatively harmless. Oh my god. You gotta find the boot. Carry, come on, my mule. Carry my booze. Oh, here he is. He finally shows himself, the hooded man. It's our Instructor Thomas. Ta-da! Which the theme that played during this is the same theme when Milliam and Crow joined Class 7 in the first game. It's this really upbeat song. Instructor Thomas. I love that he's the first instructor. I guess Neidhart, but he doesn't really count because he doesn't get on the Courageous. And Sarah, but you know, she doesn't count in the party. But Instructor Thomas, our other moral support, he's here. What a legend. And again, all this makes more sense after watching the New Game Plus cutscenes. Like, why? Ugh. But even looking at it from a different lens, like in the first game, this dude was talking about the Septarions, Testarossa. He was name dropping all this shit. Ions. He knew it all. So, He joins. Now he's on the ship. What is Celine's? I don't know. He's always come across as an airhead, but maybe there's more to him than I thought. Yeah, God, they do get the subtle foreshadowing about him, don't they? Oh, this is, Oliver, anytime he sends a request in, it's always hilarious. Terrible news, Reen. A malevolent worm has swallowed Toa whole. What will the courageous do about his darling marshmallow mascot? Okay, so that was a fabrication. But just think, what if she had been swallowed? You'd surely do your best to kill that monster, no? What the fuck? Oh, and this is where they say that Milliam, right? I mentioned before, it's to bring us a certain party member each time. So Milliam's there. This was cute with Celine and Alphen having girl talk. What does Celine say? Between her and her brother, I'm inclined to believe the Imperial family's bloodline is nothing but weirdos. You might be right. And this is great too. A divine knight, a witch, a talking cat. It's all so exciting. It's a JRPG. Oh man. So the G word. Oh, ghost. The ghost. No, he was afraid of ghosts. I'm like the G word. Yeah, they gotta yeah, why is... You're so cute when you get flustered, he says. So there's a monster. I think it's the creepy sheep. Which are like the Poms. They're a reoccurring enemy in the Trails games. And they show up. And oh my god, yeah, they're talking about, yeah, Emma's got the biggest titties of them all. And they're all jealous of them. And, oh, I can say the same about a certain drunkard, Sarah. But Sarah's like in her 20s. There's a reason why hers are so big. I'll give you the secret. I'll get a little massage. Yeah, your boobies are pretty big already. But you want to make them even bigger, right? Come on, let's put my fingers to work. You got nothing to lose. Yes, I have. And then Laura asks, would consistent massaging actually produce such results? Want to try? Fee, want to try? And Celine, what is this nonsense? Stop it. It's a ghost! Look at her eyes. Dude, like, how can you watch these cutscenes and not laugh? Like, I was dying during this shit. This is fucking hilarious. And then the creepy sheep shows up. And then they fight it. So, and then they're like, oh, Reed just saw us all in our bathing suits. Which they were towels. I mean, come on now. So anyway, the white monster, that's the white ion from Crossbell. I love it, man. I love all the name drops, Crossbell and the like. This guy is simping over He doesn't even know. Vita is hotter than Misty. Come on now. Alright. Oh, okay, so finally, we get a call from Angie. Angelica Ragnar. Look at her. Angie. Hi there, my beloved kitty cats. So she wants to stop her father, Marcus Ragnar, because he's part of the Noble Alliance. So come to Ruhr. Are we going to Ruhr just that early? Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah, I guess we do that and Arena. Okay. Alright, so yeah. Oh, Paula, she's with the horse club, and then there's Lambert, who's always talking about his horse, Whitcomb. And there's like a quest to find Whitcomb, I think. Oh, this is cute too. I feel like, is this even a ship? I don't know. This is the cute pairing though, like the two of them, because Eustace doesn't really like Milliam, but Milliam likes everybody. That's what's so cool about Milliam. She likes everybody. Oh God, Dorothy. She's the one who's into the we'll say the Fabio novels. Kids today. You guys get the reference? Damn, kids today. Oh, there's Alan and Loggins. Yeah, Alan's the kid who wants to muster the courage to ask out Bridget. That's right near Trista. That's Whitcomb. Yeah, we found the stupid horse. Whitcomb. But it makes the question, where the hell is Lambert? Oh my god. Alright, so now we gotta go. Yeah, so Gwen says you gotta go to Ruhr. Take this boat. Let's go. And then... What's this? I got a trophy for something? Overdrive, I guess? Emma actually casts a spell on these guys to get past them. There's Lind! And she keeps getting her name wrong because there's another clerk named Linda. Alright. The Lusitania, that's the ship that Kevin was in Trails in the Sky the Third in the very beginning of the game, by the way. Which, again, more just these details, man. I'm telling you, the details. Our boy, Kevin Graham, in the Lusitania in Trails in the Sky the Third. And there's Anton. Poor guy. He'll find him. He'll find him one day. Here's some more of the kids. There's Hugo. That's Becky's rival. And, oh, is that... Yeah, that's Instructor Mary. So, all sorts of crazy stuff. Where's this? Is this the sister? Yeah, there she is. The sweet sister! Oh, yeah. I feel like I've seen her before. Oh, yeah, we sure have. And you eventually get all these clues to go meet at this restaurant. And then you get the reveal that the sweet sister is none other than our girl, Angelica. Who joins the party. And I gotta say, hate Angelica for her cringiness or whatever, but, and I don't mind, I think it's funny. But she's great in battle. You gotta have her in the party. I did, at least. And she has a cool attribute where, no matter what, if you strike an enemy, you'll get an advantage. So that's cool. And there she is. Angie. Yeah, all those attacks there, like, her S-Craft's powerful. Zero impact. She, like, it's so, like, how about this? Try this! So badass. So they're going out there to fight. And... when you beat a battle linked up with Elisa, Angelica says something like, ugh. She does like a moan like, ugh, you're so cute when you're sweaty. And then Elisa, can you not? It's so good, man. Oh, I had a video. I'm not going to play the video, though, because there's just so much going on. There she is, doing her S-Craft. There's Emma. Yeah, okay. Angelica's a lesbian. That's the joke, okay? I think it's funny. Oh, there's Margarita. She's the one looking for Vincent. And she's part of the cooking club as well. I always just love the artwork of the S-Crafts. So we go into the mines to go after Fine Arena. Because she's been kidnapped. And okay, here is Milliam's new S-Craft, where she turns Lammy into like a spaceship that fires a laser. Just look at her face, man. Look at her face. And then you rescue Arena, who's like, oh, you took your time, Elisa. And then the Jaegers show up again, which to the rescue is none other than our favorite super maid. That takes care of that. Like, she's just waiting for her dramatic entrance. And Sarah, look who decided to show up. Perfect timing, too. Of course she did. So they gotta go in there and oh, what did I do? Shit. Oh, going out of order. That would have been bad, because I'm like halfway through. Imagine if I had to start over or something. Alright, so yeah, we stopped this asshole. Angelica's not having it. And you fight this monster, which is the same thing that you fought in both, well, yeah, Trails to Zero in the Ravash building. And it has like the Divine Blade of Wind. Did they say that? They said they name dropped the Divine Blade of Wind. I'm pretty sure they did. Where is it? I guess not. Someone mentioned it was like modeled after Arius McLean. But yeah, they defeat his ass and they stop him. They take over. Now Angie's back and she's going to helm the Courageous. But before she truly joins, they got to go and fight against her father, Marcus Ragnar. And she gets in her own soldat. And because she has influence, she gets some people from the army to back her to fight against her father. Which this was a pretty cool cutscene. So you do all that. And this is her fighting her father. And she does like the Taito martial arts. Which again, Taito, that's going back to Zin, Kilika, Walter. The two bracers from Crossbell. Aeolia and Lynn. So, I don't think they explicitly say, but I think it's implied at this point that, you know, Angelica learned Taito for the same people they did, right? So they have their duel, and eventually Angelica wins, and he concedes defeat. But then Vulcan shows up in Goliath. And he wants to fight to the death because he's already avenged his comrades. And he ends up going out there. Let's go, Reen Schwarzer! And he fights his ass, and he just self-destructs and dies because he wanted to go out in style. But Reen doesn't want to see it happen. And he has no regrets. Yeah, I was trying to remember their name. Armgar. That was his Jaeger Corps. And in a way, you know, he'll be reunited with his boy G, so can't really blame him. So he dies, and they're like, oh shit. Which, the whole thing's gone. So, does Sharon say something funny? Let's see. She said something about, like, shipping Lady Elisa. There's Anton again. This guy's really bummed. What's he bummed out about? Oh, he's listening to the radio. It's all depressing because of the war. Where's Ricky? Come on, radio. Tell me where Ricky is. Have you tried taking a nap on the Courageous? No. Oh my god, Butler Carrigan. I forgot his name. He's the one looking for Lady Annabelle. Which, Annabelle's in Ymir the entire time. And William Lakor III. That's the guy in Crossbell. Oh my god. It's just crazy, man. What's this? This is a newspaper, maybe? I don't know. I took a screenshot of that. Okay, this was great. This was a bonding scene I do with Fee. This is learning about Shirley, believe it or not. Where you find this cute little kitty. And, aw, look at Fee holding the kitty. Takes it back to its mother. And they know their family just by looking at them. And it reminds her of the day that the boss died. So they fought the Red Constellation. All of a sudden, a Jaeger wandered into our camp. And it was a girl about her age. For the Red Constellation. All because she was chasing a stray cat. Remember, Shirley. There was that quest. Chasing the stray cat in Trails to Azure when she met Risha. So, I have a feeling Shirley will probably be appearing in the later games. Because we know Shirley joined Ouroboros. It'll be cool to see if there's a confrontation between Fee and Shirley. And, you know, Fee says that she's a weak little girl. And I guess, in terms of strength, I would say Shirley is stronger. I would just take a guess and assume I'm right with that. But Fee never really lost herself, whereas Shirley's become this bloodthirsty monster being raised by Sigmund. So I thought it was an interesting note. Oh my god, this was great too. So, it's an orbital vacuum cleaner. And Laura just keeps pressing all these buttons and Reed's like, I guess technology isn't your thing, is it? Well, no. And she keeps pressing all these buttons and Reed's like, turn it off, turn it off. Which button do I do? This one? No, this one? And the thing, like, catches on fire. And this guy's like, excuse me, miss? I can't believe I was such a blunder. Aw, poor Laura. So, just cute little scenes there. This scene, man, this is almost required bonding event to, wow, this song's playing now? I guess I'll listen to it. This is like the ending credits theme. But okay, this bonding theme, this theme, I'm getting sidetracked because of the great music playing. This bonding scene is so imperative to like the end of the game. Like it's almost required, I think. We'll go through it. So we get this cute little scene with Milliam holding the stuffed bear. And she says, Gramps, Gilead Osborne, gave it to her as a gift. And she's like, I can't believe you actually died. And asks, what's it like to cry anyway? And she's never cried before in her entire life. It seems alien to her. And Reen just says, you know, she's a good friend. Just remember that. And if you already played the game, I mean, you're watching this far, you already know. This is, like, very important for the end of the game. So I did a bonding event with Alphen and then Elisa. And then Elisa, you found there was a picture on her mother's desk of the family when they were younger. Which, yeah, Elisa's father died or something. I think that they said that, yeah. Because he's died in the games. I forget how he died, but he died. And you see, what a cute picture. Where Arena actually has a smile. Because you see her now, she kind of looks like a Karen. But, sweet little picture, sweet little scene. Thank you, Reed. Oh, thank you so much. And then, talk to Sharon. My, what a daring young man. Deepening your bonds with both Her Highness and Lady Elisa in such a short time, are you? I find myself increasingly curious as to where your bold streak will lead you. Yep. Alright, then we meet this cranky asshole, Professor G. Schmidt, who's one of the disciples of Epstein. Right? And he's actually the one who built all the soul dots. And basically the reason why he did that is because he wanted to. Just because of his research. And he says the only way to get a proper weapon to fight against Crow is to get Zumerian ore and make the sword stronger. And you see our ships filling up. We have Mint, Lind, Vivi, Alan, and Angelica. Angelica's piloting it. Oh, I can't believe it, Angie. Nobody tames a vehicle like Angie. So Celine just now says, oh, now we gotta go back to the spirit shrines. Okay. And yeah, so way back when, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself now, but she name dropped the gnomes, so I'll say it. The gnomes and the witches of the Hexen clan were the ones who like created the Divine Knights. Oh, here's Blue Block gave us a request. That's why I can't eat Blue Block. And he says he impersonated one of the Class 7, so we gotta figure it out. Right? And we get the note. And I think it turns out to be Machias. Right? Oh, here's a good one. You're such good friends. We are not! Sure you are. And Blue Block shows up, the weirdo. Ha ha ha! What a crazy person. And yeah, Machias is all tied up. Does Milliam say something? I think she said something funny. Ah, you look a bit tied up! But Milliam. Stop gawking, untie me. Alright. Oh, here's Annabelle again. Oh, you can run into Kenneth. I think if you catch a certain fish, he'll come with you. Oh yeah, you can reunite him. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's what Kenneth was doing. He was looking for a necklace, because with Annabelle, they left in a hurry, and a fish ate it. So he had to catch the fish, and then you get the necklace, and that's how you can tell the two of them like each other, too. And they go back, and this is how you get Margarita, too, because she's part of the cooking club with Milliam. Here's a better shot of Milliam and her cannon. She does like a tokusatsu pose of Labby. In outer space. Like, what the hell, man? Milliam. Alright, so here's some more of them. There's Klein and... Is that Hugo or Hibel, I think his name is. Oh, yeah, this is the one. This is the quest. You got to go into the airship and rescue the townspeople, which that's where you find Ricky. And he lost his memory. He was on this airship. How did he lose his memory? I don't think they ever really explained that. And that's when you can see Norton. Which Norton's okay. Like, Norton has a few lines where he's like, you know, I'll try to get the news reported properly. But he's no Niall and Dorothy or no Grace, let me tell you. Grace is probably my favorite of all of them. So they save the day, get Ricky back, and they're reunited here, and he doesn't remember him. Like, oh, Ricky, you're okay! I've been so worried about you. I haven't stopped looking for you since the day we were separated. Are you a friend of mine or something? What? Ricky, stop playing around! Do you seriously not remember me? We're best friends. You're my best friend? I hit my head pretty hard when I was in the Capitol a while back. That's all I can remember. I don't even know who I am. Not that not being able to remember really bothers me or anything. Ah. I guess I thought the cryptids here. Yeah. Basically just S-craft them, you'll get them. And one of the best strategies for all these games is getting an evasion tank, which I made Fee the evasion tank, and you put her out in front, distract everybody, and you're good. Okay, I remember why I took this. So I beat all the cryptids, and you get a reward by doing that. But this line right here, the war been showing no signs of ending either. It's only getting worse. The war been showing no signs. The war has been, the war is, I don't know, there's like a typo there, I think, right? Wait, what did she say? I'm so envious of Elise! You could be my brother and she has Prince Oliver. I think they're good. So you go in there, you fight a boss at the end of each one. This one's the Dire Wolf, and you get a Zumerian Ore Crystal, and then you forge that shit. Look at how big this sword is, man. Oh shit, yeah, this is like the really emotional part in the game. You get word that Keldic has been attacked by Soldats. The whole market's been destroyed. And Duke Alberea did it. And actually, Otto, that's his name. The market manager, Otto, died. And a few other characters are unconscious in the church. And this was a pretty emotional scene, man. Because Otto was the first field study was at Keldic. He was the first one who sort of showed them the ropes outside of Trista and Thor's military academy. So... Yep. What does he say here? Let's see his screenshot. Oh, yeah. Very reminiscent to the original War of the Lions. So Eustace is like, alright, I'm going. I gotta join he's a mandatory party member. I think Sarah's also a mandatory party member for something that happens. And then they get a call from Rufus. And he basically says, which again, this all sort of connects at the end of the game too, that Duke Alberea's father did it all on his own. It's bullshit. We don't condone this. I don't condone this. So you got to go out there, and he's at Auroch's fortress, and stop him. And he says he's doing this. Well, he's doing this for other reasons, but he says he's doing it because he's part of Thor's board of directors. So they get ready to go. Here's Toa. Full speed ahead. Let's go. I love her stupid hat. Like, it's so cute, man. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. All these characters are so energetic like that. Oh, and we see, along with the Duke, we have Duvalier and McBurn. So, that's exactly what they were doing. Oh, so this is after she fought Lloyd then, just getting back from Crossbell, right? Work is work, whatever you say. And Scarlet's there, too. That's right, you fight Scarlet. Really emotional scene with her as well. So yeah, she gets in a Soldat. Kestrel fights against Reen. And she wants to die. But because of what Reen already experienced with Vulcan, he's like, you know what, I'll fight you. But I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I won't let anyone else so easily choose to die. The delivery of this line was so good. And we fought him. Or fought her. And I think Reen used the Spirit Unification again. And is able to, like, stop her from exploding. So she rescues her. And then that's why you need Sarah in the party. Because for a minute, Reen's not in the party. And then you have another conversation with Scarlet. And as this is going on, you see that Crow has actually been watching the whole thing. Because he knew that Vulcan had died. And I think he was going to step in. Maybe if Reen didn't do it or was too slow to save Scarlet. Because Vulcan, okay, you can honor the man's wish like that. But someone like Scarlet, maybe she does deserve a second chance. And that's what they say. And so Crow's out of there. And Tella says something. Yeah, you'll come back. And I hope you're ready to be on cleaning duty for worrying us so much. You're grounded, Crow. And they run into the Northern Jaegers, which you get a lot of backstory here about Sarah. Name dropping North Ambria again. For our homeland of North Ambria, we intend to do just that. Sarah Valestein. I was aware that you made a name for yourself as a bracer by the name of Purple Lightning. Yeah, afraid so. We go back quite a ways. But right now, being an instructor to these kids comes first. And Erebonia, not North Ambria, is my home now. So I don't care who it saves, I'll show no mercy to anyone who dares burn my home to the ground. I'll make damn sure you can never do anything like that again. So let's go. I'll take y'all on. And she has a fully charged S-Craft. Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Because I know of a video, but I'm not going to play the video because I got to stop the music and all that. So, but yeah, she charges up like a complete badass. And such an epic scene. Time for me to settle what I failed to do 6 years ago. There's the video. Let's get out of that real quick. But yeah, you defeat them all. And her new S-Craft is Northern Limits. And she just kicks ass. That's all you got. Oh, and then Reen shows up again. So Sarah sits it out. And that's when she mentioned she was part of the Northern Jaegers. And then she became a bracer. She was rescued by Colonel Beatrix, who's actually the nurse of Thor's military academy. So. Oh, Milliam knew. She knew. Of course she did. Alright, so we're going to go to the Duke. And we run into them again. I don't think we fight McBurn, though. I think we just fight Duvalier and she summons Archaisms. So this asshole, I don't like him one bit. Like, there are some redeeming villains. This fucker, I don't like him at all. So Duvalier, yeah, she says, we'll be the opponents. And then McBurn's like, I'm not going to fight. Excuse me? Can't deny I'm a little interested in what that black-haired kid can do. But with the Purple Lightning missing in action, you can take this one on your own. And he just pieces out. He is unbelievable! This is why I hate working with him. Your partner's not the most reliable one in Ouroboros, is he? And then she starts laughing like a mad woman. So yeah, she calls, those are the Archaisms. I am the head knight of the Starter, Duvalier the Swift. And I shall defeat every one of you. So if I fight Duvalier again. Oh, she's cute. I like Duvalier. So we beat her ass. And she also leaves. And we arrest them. Then you got some more scenes. There's this old lady with Bootsy. Poor Bootsy. So then they had the prayers for the people of Keldic, and the nobles are all like being assholes, like, oh, what's the meaning of this Duke Alboray being arrested? And Princess Alphen stands up and is like, what the hell is wrong with you people? You're making light of what's going on in Keldic? Like, the city was burned down by the Duke, and every life matters here. You know, we got to put an end to the Civil War, whether you're a noble, commoner, whatever. And she knows because Prince Oliver, he's not a true noble. Which, man, this song in the background is epic as well. But yeah, Princess Alphen taking a stand. Great scene. Uh-oh, she's getting a head pat. Oh no. And this is a scene with Machias paying his respects for Otto. And it was something he learned from Gaius, to pay respects that way. And this was a cute little scene too with Toa, where her hat's like flying away, I think, and he gives it back to her, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to be the captain. She was given a pretty difficult role though. See, that's why I like Feast so much. Why are you sitting here only wearing one sock? And yeah, she has to get a new boot. And Rita's gonna be her gallant knight, and he gives her a piggyback ride. Here we go. Aww. Into the store by Steed, and they get the new shoes. And talking about, again, gifts, and she was given the gift of the name Clausel from her father. Loved it. And this is another scene. This bonding scene was actually voice acted. I wonder, none of the other bonding scenes have voice acting. This one had voice acting, and Elisa wanted to know what it's inside to be like inside Valimar. So they go in there, and oh, it's a little too close for comfort. Oh, what? Valimar, did you have to pick this position? Yeah. You know, it's the only way. I can make do for a little while. And she's blushing all the time. Such a cute scene, man. I wonder if this is dependent again on who you romanced the first time, or if this is just like a canon event to happen because it's Elisa. I don't know, but this was voice acted, and the others aren't voice acted. And Valimar says something really funny. Let's see, where is it? Oh, getting close, getting close. Uh-oh, yeah, Valimar starts beeping or some shit. I have detected a normal increase in your heart rates. Maintaining optimal health is ideal. I recommend rest and a medical examination. It's okay. Thanks for worrying, Valimar. Aww. That was a cute scene. Thanks for letting me go. Oh, just the wording of that. Holy shit. And there's Scarlet. You get a scene talking about her. The congregation of Sancre... That's the Gralsritter. Oh, what's going on in Crossbell? Oh! Oh, this is what's happening in Crossbell. The Azure Tree. Where is it? There it is. The Azure Tree. In the distance. So cool, man. What is happening in Crossbell? Well, this is why I highly recommend you play Zero and Azure first, man. Abso-freaking-lutely. And they're even looking at it, which I think they say something about the Phantasmal Plan or whatever. Does Vita say it? Oh, it's the Azure Zero Project. The result of the... I still don't even know what the hell the Phantasmal Blaze Plan is. Because of something that happens later. The Zero... That's Kia. The Zero... The Divine Child. Let the preparations begin. It's time to wrap it up. Not quite. You think it's the finale, but not quite. She and Campanella. Is he talking about Vita and Campanella? Is Campanella, like, was he in charge over in Azure? Because he's Enforcer number 0. But with this group, I would say just on hierarchy, Vita is in charge because he's an Anguish. But In Azure, you had Arianrod and Novartis, which that was the 6th and the 7th Anguish. So I guess by that line, I guess Campanella was in charge over there. Alright, going to Heimdall, which here you gotta rescue, which these two get in the battle. Hopefully these guys are more relevant in the 3rd game. Because they have a few scenes here at the end, but otherwise, I don't know. Basically, they want to get involved in the fighting because they've been off screen for so long. Oh shit! Oh shit! Just about to go real. Now we got Cedric going into the basement behind the palace with this asshole, Duke Cayenne. And where is it? Oh shit! There it is, Testarossa. Which, if you read the Black Records, this shit was sealed away by Dreichels and Arianrod because it's evil. It's the Vermilion Apocalypse. The Testarossa, which Shirley's weapon in the Trails to Azure is called Testarossa too. And 1,000 weapons, again, interesting because Kevin's S-Craft, the Spear of Loa, may 1,000 thorns adorn your flesh with despair. I feel like they're all kind of connected somehow, aren't they? The Vermilion Testarossa. Yeah, Toval's talking about the Azure Tree, baby. Cornelia, I'm pretty sure is Ein Selnet. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure. I think it is. Toval, which Toval's girlfriend, that's Sarah. Come on now. And here he is again, talking about the artifact. I wonder. Yeah, it has to do with the Septarions. Like, you man, you know. This is cool. This is talking about Lloyd, I'm pretty sure. So they're talking about the Bracers. And the Azure Tree looks like it's going to be a dangerous place, even fighters of their caliber. From what I hear, they got some good connections to the city's law enforcement branch they can count on to help, though. Over in Crossbell, they have a police force set up to handle that stuff instead of provincial armies and such. A couple of people from the police have made a real name for themselves in the past year and helped the guild out a lot. That's our boy, Lloyd Bannings of the SSS. Oh. And he's talking about Lake Lord again. Alright. Oh, here's, here. Oh, you know what? This guy, he mentions Josette, I think. The Sky Bandits! Yes! And they turn a new leaf in the delivery service. That's the Capuas! Josette, Kyle, and Don! Oh my god. Told you I could handle it. Oh, hopefully we're going to see them. I'm pretty sure, wasn't the plot with them they were from Erebonia to begin with? That's how they got the airship. It was like, I think it was a Rhineford model or something. So these two, poor Anton, Ricky forgot about him. Why? Damn, this guy's annoying. Oh, I'm laughing at Anton, poor guy. Was I seriously friends with him? This loser? Poor guy. Oh, and here's Mary. They're trying to set her up with Instructor Makarov. Alright, okay, there's a quest here where you find this charm. Which, is Arena's. But they look even further into it, and it says right there, our precious treasure. So, like, Arena puts up this Karen front, but deep down, she loves her daughter. Oh, this was so sweet. This was the reunion between Alan and Bridget. Alan, it's really you! Which, I love the side quest with Alan. You have to fight one of the combat shells in the first game because he has to muster up the courage to, you know, ask out Bridget. And here they are. They're like a full-fledged boyfriend and girlfriend now. Really sweet scenes. I love all these little moments here. Oh, there's Rex! Taking pictures of the cute girls, of course. Alright, you guys, this is agreement. You guys better have some girls with nice boobs on board. And maybe if the wind blows hard enough on deck, I like to... His reason for coming was just got a whole lot creepier. After some stern warnings on what would happen if anyone were to catch him taking unwanted pictures of the girls, Rex joined Fidelio on board the Courageous. God bless him. It's got more babes on board than any ship's got right to. It sure does. Oh, and this is another sweet side quest where all the people from the music club, including Instructor Mary there, join in a celebration in Celtic. Not really a celebration, but a concert to sort of lift the spirits of everyone. This was another really sweet scene. And this girl, Louise, who I think was the waitress at the tavern, a rocket hit her head and she was in a coma, unconscious, and it woke her up. And it lifted everyone's spirits here. And Fiona's there as well. Like, oh, this is a really sweet, wholesome moment. Like, this game has so many moments like this that just, like, tugs at your heartstrings. And Rosine, I think this is when Rosine agrees to accompany us now, too. Yeah, and what if Celine said something stupid? Like, Celine, can't you just admit you liked it? I think Celine's like, oh, it was passable, I suppose. And the other guy, too, you can see next to Fiona, Andre. You see him quite a lot throughout the game, and he's always performing. Oh, we gotta go back to Lohengrin Castle. And you fight Nosferatu again. And oh shit. Dost thou desire the power? Oh, there's the two lovebirds. Oh, there's Oliver. Alright, so we can do some more of these quests. Yeah, we fight more of these assholes. Who's this? More magic knights. Sky the Third continues to intensify. And then the last one, you fight Vita. No, you don't fight Vita. Vita shows up and you fight, I think, Rianos. And this is the reveal that all those premonitions that Reen had was very similar to what happened with Emperor Dreikels and Leanne Sandlot, the Lance Maiden or Arianrod, whatever you want to call her. And they got the Zumerian Aura as well. Because Emperor Dreikels actually piloted Valimar, the Ashen Knight, during the War of the Lions. And they're stopping the Great Calamity, right? Which is Testarossa, which history is repeating itself. And then Emma gains the courage to fight against Vita. I think she gets a new S-Craft here too as well. You go, Emma. You go, Emma. So this bitch summons Grianos into the giant beast. That word again, Azure, loves rearing its ugly head. So we beat her, and I'm leaving. Peace out. And we'll meet again. So we have enough Zumerian ore. And go back to Schmidt. If his workspace isn't perfect, I'll throw a tantrum. Oh, I think they're talking about Blade. Oh, this is a great line from Celine, too. You're putting some crazy old coot on the ship to make that blade for you? Great plan. Oh, it'll work out. He knows about all this stuff. So we get Schmidt. Does Schmidt say anything funny? Let's see. Ah, bah! Not up to my standards. So he crafts it. He says, cranky old farts, everyone says. And they're getting ready. So we gotta liberate Trista now. And that's when she named out Patrick. Man, I still have a lot to go here. I kind of speed through this because we're going a little long, aren't we? But yeah, everyone's getting ready for the final battle. Not really. But one of the final battles where you go back to Trista. And this is when Toa joins the party. It's time to take back the academy. And she joins the party. She's required to be in here. You have two parties. One with Reen and Toa. And the rest, and whoever you want, and then the rest with Angelica. And you go in there. First, you break a path with Valimar, and Schmidt's like, what do you got? And you fight the Vulcan, or not the Vulcan, the Goliath soldat again. And then you go in there, and the first NPC you run into is Mikt. Should have known to be you guys. Mikt, who was like the cranky old man And he's so happy to see us. Ah, you kids are back. Great. And all the other NPCs from the bookstore, the restaurant, they're all here. And he calls Toval Toby. I'm sure Toval would have loved that. So everyone's here to greet us and wish us well. And that's exactly what we do. We're going to take back Thor's. Let's go. Look at Tella's game face, man. And you fight against Patrick, Butler Celestine, Lambert, and... Oh, I'm sorry. What was the chick's name? I forget her name. Do I have a screenshot of it? Okay. Ferris! I'm sorry, Ferris. That was Elisa's rival. Now, I don't know if this was just a lucky coincidence or it rearranges the party to fit that. Like, Patrick's obviously going to face Reen with Celestine, but Ferris is Elisa's rival, and Lambert is Eustace's rival. So I thought that was really cool. And then you fight them. And then with the rest of them, with Angelica, her rival is Vincent, right? And he's got Sarifa, his maid. And then Adel, she's there, which Fee from the gardening club. And I don't know the other chick who her rival is. She's from the fencing club. Maybe Laura? But anyway, you fight them. Here's Toa's S-Craft, which I love. After it, she does the peace sign. So I got that. We defeat him, of course. And then Patrick, it's revealed that he just wanted to do this just sort of to see how he'd go against Reen. But after the guards had left, he had already freed the other people. Which, you know, why didn't Principal Van Dyke? We saw these guys kicking ass at the end of the first game. They could have gone out there. But, you know, the game has to be a video game, right? So it works out. And, oh, there's Vice Principal Heinrich. He's base, man, with a mustache. He's a big Risha Mao supporter, let me tell you. So you do that. You eventually get a handshake with Patrick. And that is the end of Act 2, ready for the finale. So before that, you talk to everyone again. Elector shows up. You talk to Zex, Olaf, Neidhart, and Claire. And they give the plan. You got to go in and... rescue Emperor Eugent as well as Governor Regnance. And then Celine's like, oh, oh, he's head patting her again. Spend your last night with special someone. So, if you have enough, enough bonding points, you can pick your waifu of choice. Which I had, I think, 4 options. I had Elisa, I had Fee, Emma, and Toa. And I had multiple saves. I did the Elisa one, but I did them all with my multiple saves. So that was cool. Oh, what's Rex saying again? Reen! All these cuties asked me to take their photos tonight. It's insane. I mean, a ton of them. Oh man, times like these make joining the club worth it. I need to figure out how to convince them to get in cute poses and stuff. Oh, great. Rex. Oh, this is so sweet, man. Alan and Bridget. So they love each other. Beautiful stuff. Here is Instructor Thomas having some drinks. Look at this crew. Oh, I didn't want to drink with these two. Anyone else? There he is. Risha Mao gave the series a wholehearted recommendation in an interview. So there must be something of worth in those pages. He's talking about Gambler Jack. If you trade him Gambler Jack, I think he gives you a Jumerian ore shard or something. You can make an ultimate weapon. Risha Mao, the Crossbellian performer. His celebrity crush. He had a picture of her. Good, very good. So, Margarita's reunited with Vincent. And yeah, I guess the 2 of us. Oh yeah. And this is Reen making a promise to them that he's going to bring Crow back. Which, doesn't really work out. And this is where Valimar does the ha-ha. And you changed a lot. Because he does the ha-ha just like Reen. So, yeah, this is, I think, the reveal right here, where he mentions his previous Awakener was Strykel Shrise Arnor. Emperor Drykels, the Lionheart. Very eerie indeed. Okay, so this is the scene with Elisa. This is like the final bonding moment, where the two of them say how much they love each other, and I thought this was so sweet, man. And I know people think it's cringe, but I like it, you know? Whatever. I think it's cute. So, oh no, she's never gonna forget how Reed caught her with her titties in his face. What a fateful encounter. Yeah, because previously she met him at the station with the flowers in bloom. And she couldn't stop thinking about how much she loved him. And then after she says all this, Reen says the same thing. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about you too. I love you too. Oh. So, I love you, Elisa. That's it right there. My feelings for you never change. Reen! Oh! If it weren't for you, I'm not sure I'd ever found the courage to find a path for myself at all. I was only able to do that because of how much your determination inspired me. How made me want to struggle on, just like you do. And I love you too, Reen. Oh, they kiss. They kiss. So cute. I thought it was sweet, man. I wonder what would happen, though, like, if you romanced her in the first game and then you romanced someone else. Like, if the cutscenes change or anything. But, so sweet. And then, is it snowing out there? I think it was snowing. Or maybe not. So, yeah, I said I got Elisa, Toa, Emma, and Faye. I did the one with Toa. And I don't really think it's really too romantic. Like, Toa asks Reen to get on his knees. And then she gives him a head pat and hugs him. Everything will be just fine. Oh, what's the trophy name? The trophy names are cute. What's, Elise on Love. And what's Toa's? You're a Toable. Aw. And then Fee. And then this is basically talking about, like, the newfound family or whatever. For the first time in my life, I'm around people who need me just as much as I need them. So, her new family in Class 7. Yeah, but you're different. Something closer. And they just hug, and it's... Aw, Fee. Jaeger? Jaeger Mister? And then Emma. Of course. Oh! What would Grandmother Vita say if they saw me now? Witchy woman. So those are the girls. The cranky old man over here. Give it to him straight, George, or won't go through that damn near impenetrable skull of his. Tell him you'd go insane if you had to spend years working with an arrogant, self-centered prick like him. So Valimar gets his new power with the Zumerian sword. And they're ready to go. Oh, this is Oliver's last quest. This one's the one I wanted to show you. When we speak of serpents, what should spring to mind but the fell Jormungandin? But in truth, I have my own glorious serpent I bring out at parties and on special occasions. In fact, Reen, this is Major Vander. Pay no attention to the prince and just kill the monster. Just kill the monster, he says. Because Oliver's a damn psychopath. And he has all his little poems and stuff here. Oh my god. So here it is. The finale. Forward Relentlessly. And you go in there. What's this a trophy for? Oh, I got the weapon for Reen. So you can talk to her one last time. I think I'll kind of speed through it though because we've gone on long enough. Oh, there's a another scene if you go back talk to the Duke and also Scarlet. What does Scarlet say? I don't really care about the Duke because fuck him. And Scarlet's resting now, and this is talking about her past and how they built a railroad. It all has to go back to it's Gilead Osborne. Fuck Gilead Osborne. All right, let's see what the Duke says. Yeah, I think he just says like to go on Eustace. His mother. Yeah, Eustace's mother was a commoner. He's the bastard son. And he gives him a warning about Duke Cayenne, the suspicious collaborators, Ouroboros, of course. So I went back one last time and talked to all the NPCs. What's going on with Anton? I think, did Ricky regain his memory? I think he did. And he's daydreaming about the purple-haired maid. That's Sharon. But she saw her. And she is dreamy, let me tell you. Is that your girlfriend or something? Of course not. He should have lied and said, yeah, this is my girlfriend. I've never been held hands. I've never been held hands of her or stared deeply into her eyes or even asked her name. So she's a total stranger, right? But she served me some amazing food while wearing an apron back in Trista. And the way she smiled when she handed it to me, she's my goddess. I just know it. Huh? My head feels so weird all of a sudden. Now I'm depressing myself again. What do I do, Ricky? How am I supposed to contain all this overflowing passion? I know. Maybe I'll rekindle my old dream of becoming a poet. Not only would it impress her, but she'd be my inspiration. Winter's frost thaws, and the sound of paradise fills the air. Yeah, there we go, a naturalist. Oh my god, and then Ricky gets all his memories coming back. And he's back. He gets his memories back. Sorry, but I think that maid's too refined to be affected by your poems that come from your head. What? Ricky, did your memories come back? Hey, no hugging allowed. Ricky's finally back to his old self. Aw, what a sweet ending. Anton being an idiot brought him back. Oh my god. Oh, this is good too. This might have been optional too, actually. But yeah, you talk to Reen's parents again. And he says that after it's all over and you're ready for it, we'll reveal the truth about your parents, Reen. Which he learns, but not through them. And they hug him. Really sweet. Alright, so I first thought of Kevin when she was talking about this, the traveling priest. But she talks to a particularly strong old man named the Roaring Lion. So I wonder if that's another Dominion. Okay, here's Lady Annabelle. Oh, I call her the fish. Okay. So, there we go. More trophy stuff. Okay, this is where you can see these guys. They kind of have a really limited role. It shows them... This dude, he's fighting Nineheart, I think. And then... Or no. Yeah, no, she's fighting Zex. Yeah. Okay, no, Nineheart is with Olaf Craig. And he's fighting against Wallace. And then Zex is fighting against Aurelia. And she's like, I want to fight Victor, you know? So, they're getting ready for the final battle. It's pretty cool, though, because, like, this guy is a Nord warrior. And with the Soldat, he's using a spear. And he mentions the winds, you know, the blessing of Adios and the winds. And then the golden Rakshasa has this badass gold metal Soldat and a sword. So she's kicking ass. And she wants to fight him in a Soldat. He's like, no, I'm not doing that shit. I will not cooperate with Duke Cayenne and his schemings. You know, saying that, I wonder if she'll run into Eisengard in this series. Maybe. Anyway, just badass scenes. Like, he pulls out his sword. Go, let's fight! Kick their ass! Annihilate them! Wait, what's this? If you want to eliminate the traitors, you can start by offing yourself. I think he says that to one of the guards or something. So we go in here to the Imperial Villa. And depending on who you pick, you can see the rest of your party members fighting, holding them off. So we go in there. Oh, there's Elise again, our dear sister, along with Machias' father, Karl Regnance, and then Eugent and Priscilla Rice Arnor, the Emperor and, what, the Queen? Empress. And then Altina shows up. And they're like, what the hell are you doing here? What, she's counting down the days? 18 days since our last meeting, reading Schwarzer. So, they fight her. And, Reen gets a new S-Craft called Termination/Dawn. And it reminds me a lot of Alan Richard S-Craft, which Alan Richard is kind of Divine Blade in name only because he practices 8 leaves 1 blade, but he's not a Divine Blade. It reminded me of Alan Richard. And Sakura, Morning Moon! And my favorite one, think you're clever? Huh! Die with honor! So badass. And there's Altina's S-Craft where she can use Clam Soleus to attack. And then we rescue our dear sister. I'm with you! This is great, man. Those two, I swear, if Fee says something. Someone's got a serious sister complex. What a truly inspiring bond they share. Wait, did Emma like moved her arm? You see that? She's like looking like, what the hell is going on with these two? And this is cool to see Machias and his father reunited. Albert chose well, he sure did. And we can be on our way. And then they're like, alright, stop Altina. And what's going on with Cedric? He's in a ritual. Watch out. And then Milliam shows up to try and block her. But she still escapes. And as this is going on, the Infernal Castle is being summoned by Vita. And they reveal that the only way to free, because this thing was sealed away, the Testa Rosa was sealed away, and the only way you can free it is by using the Arnor of Blood, which Cedric has. So, some crazy shit happens. And even the enforcers and all of them are like, what's going on over here? No, I take that back. He says, how splendid. They like it, I guess. But you get the Infernal Castle, which this year reminds you of Phantasma. Phantasma. From Trails in the Sky the Third. Really great shots. What an Adios name is that? And I think at this point, these two sort of have a change of heart. Oh, the Black Records. Like, let me look at this real quick, because I do have the... It tells you which days you can pick them up. You know, because you got to find the 5 Black Records. So you find them, the last one you get is on the 27th, and this is on the 31st. So if you do the New Game Plus and you read all the Black Records, this makes more sense, which is, again, very interesting how they lock shit behind the New Game Plus. But Rufus read them. What's her wish, I wonder? The grand finale! 1,000 more screenshots to go! His own duty, huh? What is he up to? So they go into the castle. They're ready to go. Elise wants to go aboard the Courageous and cheer on Reen and Angelica. If anyone in here could turn down those doe eyes of yours. Yep. And they go to the Infernal Castle for the final battle. Not quite, but sort of. And yeah, okay, the second years all join the front lines to sort of lead the way. And they get even more support. They start fighting the fucking Magic Knights. But, you know, they're just students. And Instructor Thomas and Makarov are there. And Makarov is smoking a cigarette. And Thomas is just ready to go. And he's like, don't you think it's time you stop holding back? So it makes me wonder, does Makarov know his secret already? Again, the clever foreshadowing. Having the faintest idea what you're talking about. Oh dear, we have to fight after all. Oh, I can't even smoke in peace. Let's start fighting. So they go in there. And in the Infernal Castle. This is the final dungeon. Not quite, William. There's, well, one more final dungeon. But it is kind of the final dungeon. So they make their way, and another title screen change. And our first group of bosses to fight is Blue Blanc and Duvali. And I think I redid this because you get additional dialogue if Laura's in the party. So some of the screenshots might look a little out of sync. Oh, it's the creepy mask dude. We fight them. And okay, so yeah, you see, I don't even know I switched out, but I brought Laura. Oh, did I take out Elisa? Maybe. I brought Laura, and there's more dialogue here, like someone from a mere branch like Arce could never compare to the Lance Maiden. Which, in the Black Records, Leanne Sandlot is from Legram. So they fight each other, and she's... This scene is hilarious, dude. She starts stomping. Stop staring at me like I'm a naughty child. Stomping away. And she charges up. Their last performance. Yeah, Blue Blanc has these things are from Sky's second chapter. So we fight them. And I got their S-Craft shots, of course, Blue Blanc. And we win, but of course they're just holding back. And yeah, Duvali starts coping and seething because she's lost, I think, like 3 times to us now, and also lost to the people in Crossbell. 1 time in Crossbell, but like 3 times to us. And she starts powering up, going absolutely apeshit. That's why they call her Duvali the Swift, I guess. And as all hope seems lost, they get aid right here. I'm afraid they'll have to bow out for now. Not to worry, the real stars of Act 2 have arrived. And Blue Blanc recognizes the voice. And to the rescue is Oliver and Toval. Which was such a badass scene. The music playing with this, so awesome. And Blue Blanc is just having the time of his life. He wants to fight against Olivert. And Duvali's like, who cares about the debaucherous prince? It's some Brandon Bracer. Screw them. At least bring Mueller Vander. Oh, but we did bring him. They brought Mueller. And Mueller shows up. My sword and soul are as one. Righteous witness. And he's kicking ass. Although he didn't say it. That would have been badass if he said that. His S-Craft from Sky's second chapter. But Mueller's here. And he starts fighting back to back of his buddy Neidhart. And this reminded me a lot of like Legolas and Gimli from the Lord of the Rings movies. Where it's like, alright, we're going to count down. Oh, that still only counts as 1. Thomas! Is Makarov sitting down over there? Wait a minute. Or is that just the way the picture is cropped? So they all fight and kick ass. Kick some ass, Toval! And yeah, they fight them. Good stuff. Get back here! I think that's the last we see of Duvali. Poor girl. So we make our way to the next stratum. And they see, that's like the Sylphid bird or whatever. And we fight against Zeno and Leo. And this is, again, great stuff for Fee's character and her development. And says, well, if we defeat you, I want to know why you left me behind after the boss died, after her father died. I want my answers. And Leo actually says it was because it was the boss's will that we left you. Before we went to settle things with the Red Constellation's war god, he gave us a message. He told us if he died in that battle, we should get you out of the core once and for all. Which, again, goes back, and you look at the face he's making, goes back to the fact that these guys really care about Fee. Her father, Rutger, really cared about her. And, like, I can't hate Zephyr at all. You know, they're mercenaries. They gotta do what they gotta do. But they have their moral code to them. And I think that makes them really nuanced characters. As you may be aware, the boss was opposed to you being in any active part of the core from the start. So he told us to try to make sure Purple Lightning would find you and take you in. After they were abandoned, Sarah was there witnessing the battles to the death. And she was the one who took in Fee. That's why at the start of the first game, you see how close Sarah and Fee are to each other. Yep. When he left me behind, I only got by because Sarah rescued me. One misstep is all it would have taken for me to lose my way. But ever since enrolling at the academy, I've finally been able to work towards changing that. Now I'm no longer completely reliant on others. I can stand on my own 2 feet. I become someone capable of protecting the family I treasure instead of hopelessly being protected by them. And I was able to prove that too. Because when I was separated from everyone this time, I was able to fight to take them and everything else I lost back again. I'm not the girl you knew anymore. I'm no longer a child who can do anything alone, who can't decide anything for herself. If it's to protect what I care about, I'll strive every day to get stronger and stronger. Not because coming stronger to earn what you want is the way of a Jaeger, but because it's my way as an individual. Well said, Fee. Really is well said, and Fee is my favorite character of the Cold Steel cast. I really, truly think that. She's my favorite. Hard to believe how much that little pipsqueak from back then's grown. The boss seems to have gotten his wish, although I doubt even he foresaw how far you would come. You can show us whether you have the strength to surpass us and step further inside. So we fight them. And yeah, I really like the whole dynamic with them. I love Fee so much. My favorite. Great scene. Great lines of dialogue. There's their S-crafts. I love their weapons. Like, this guy's got a... Similar to Randy's Berserker, and he's just got a giant fist. And this is how I feel, Laura. We may be enemies, but I can't help but be filled with admiration. Exactly. And we defeated them. And they power up again. They do like the war cry, similar to what Randy does. And then, I love this. Each segment, more of our allies come to aid us. So here we have Claire and Sharon. And Elisa, Sharon! And Sarah, my 2 favorite... Why is she making that face? My 2 favorite people. It's so wonderful to see you again. So, they fight them. I owe you guys a beer. And then as they leave, again, they give more information to Fee. The others in the core are doing just fine. They're acting... And this line really confused me, and is definitely going to lead to Cold Steel 3. They're acting separately from us right now to bring back the boss. Go onward. The next foe you face is the strongest of all. Don't let your guard down for even a second. Yeah, the boss coming back, I mean, he's dead. What does that mean? They're going to revive him? Like, how's that going to work out? And that's where we get his name. His full name was Rutger Clausel. So, it's the end. And, okay, right away, yeah, we fight McBurn. So we fight McBurn. And he has to summon the Divine Knight, but Reen's like, we can't do that. I gotta save him for the fight against Ordine, so we're gonna fight you as is. It's like, yeah, we'll fight you. This is a pretty cool line. This almost reminds me of Lloyd, though. Will overcome any barrier. And he powers up a little. Which, he's a tough boss fight, man. You're gonna have a tough time with him. But you'll get through it. And you eventually defeat him. And he's like, oh, he takes his glasses off. You notice the profile picture there? He takes his glasses off. And he charges up even more. And again, this is going back to Sky's second chapter, name dropping Louve. And I really hope in the other games there's like a flashback of him fighting Louve. I've been struggling to find someone ever since that idiot Louve went and kicked it. And then she says, Louve? Lenhard the Blade Lord? That's right. And he powers up using all of me. And look at this, man. McBurn the Blazing Demon. That's what he meant by all of me. The Flame Demon of Ancient Legend. And then to the rescue here, none other than Victor Arcade. Sarah, I think I'm in love. Sarah, stop thinking out loud. So there's an epic fight right here. And, you know, he's the Radiant Blade Master. He's going to draw his weapon. And check this shit out. The Demonic Blade. And this was a very interesting line right here. The sword shouldn't be allowed to exist in this world? What does that even mean? Why not? The demonic sword Angbar. It was paired with the sword Kernvitter that Louve used way back when. Which again, there's a lot of detail about that in the Tale of Louve manga. Good shit. So we have this epic battle between the two Blade Masters. Look at this. This cutscene, for what this cutscene was, it was really good. I enjoyed it. So he's like, go. And we're at the highest stratum, ready for Crow and Vita. And wow, I got all the treasure. I don't know how. Well, actually, I do know. I had the detection quartz on, so I got all the treasure chests. So our journey ends. Well, not quite, but sort of. And we fight Crow and Vita for the finale. So they all have their little lines. We have the Testarossa here. The Vermilion Knight. And it was sealed away by Dreikel's the Lionheart and the Lance Maiden. And the only way to use it is to get the Arnor blood, which he got from Cedric. Because, I mean, he couldn't get it from anybody else. He's like the weakest. What is he, like a 15-year-old kid? He's the weakest one. And yeah, so this is Orthros, which there's more detail about him in the Black Records. He's the false emperor who had the War of the Lions 250 years ago. So Reen's like, fuck that, we gotta put an end to your madness. And while the ritual is still ongoing, he's gonna use his other pawns, Crow and Vita, to fight. So we're gonna fight him. And we got Crow's S-Craft, and then the lovely, oh god damn, Vita Clotilde. Look at her, man. So we defeated them, of course. Which they weren't too difficult. And then after that, the real finale is the Divine Knight battle of Almar vs. Ordine. So no one's going to interfere. Although you can have the party member to like give you your buffs or whatever and heal you. So I think there's 2 rounds here because Crow powers up. And same, Reen powers up as well. And they get out. And, oh, the cheesy one-liners! And in the end, like, I mean, Crow... I almost want... Why the fuck is Crow still even working with these assholes? Like, he served his purpose in getting rid of Gileath Osborne, which is what he wanted to do. And why is he lingering longer? Because you can tell he still really cares about Class 7. He still really likes Reen. Like, what are you doing, Crow? What the fuck are you doing? And he's proud with what happened. And same with Vita. And then this asshole, what's the meaning of this witch? We gotta go, hasten it. And they forgot about him. I forgot about him too, to be honest with you. So she's talking about the society and the battles. Which, yeah, I know I kind of skipped over a lot of things she said with Emma. That was like the constant thing. They would always have to keep fighting each other, the Divine Knights. It's like a constant cycle. But because he disrupts... Well, actually, he doesn't disrupt. He throws Cedric in the middle of Testarossa, and it goes completely apeshit. The Vermilion Apocalypse. And they're like, what's going on? So, man, look at this. Everyone's watching now. And you fight this creature, which I really did like how they handle it, because you use every party member. And Crow and Vita help you. You don't use them in the party, but they sort of help you in the cutscene here. Well, actually, what am I saying? Crow helps you in the very end, yeah, because you control Valimar and Ordine for the final battle. There's like 3 more phases. You have Reen's party. Basically, you make a party, and then whoever you don't have in that party is the next party, and then you have one final battle with Valimar team of Ordine to fight the Vermilion Apocalypse. And I like even this here where Celine is teaming up with Vita there, and Emma. Really good stuff. I really like that. That's why I can't really hate the villains, because in the end, it's like, okay, we're really not villains. So they kick ass. Enlightened Domination! That's the finishing attack. And we get the core with Cedric, rescue him. And she's like, oh shit, what's the Grandmaster gonna say when I get back there? And again, what... The Supreme Existence carrying out the Orpheus final plan who will guide the souls of all. A plan to use the Hollow Phantasm in Crossbell to awaken the Blaze in the Empire. What does that even mean, though? I still don't even know what it means. And you see the blood there in Ordine. And Crow suffered a fatal wound right through his heart in the same place as Gileath Osborne. And he mentions that exactly. Karma's a bitch. And I cried during this scene, man, at the very end. This was a really emotional scene for me. Where he tells, to look after everyone. Vita says, we can't heal him because he was stabbed right in the heart. So... In the end, I mean, Crow, I think regrets doing what he did. I really do. And they're all crying because that's it. And this line, because the chapter's name was Relentlessly Forward, or Forward Relentlessly. And he says, but you keep going forward, relentlessly, without looking back. So good. And then he closes his eyes, and that's that. And he dies. And this line from Sarah really got me too. Students aren't supposed to die before their instructors. And this fucker, he pops up again. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then we get... Oh, there it is. We get the reveal. Rufus was a double agent and shows up with Altina. Which they begin to put the pieces together. Like, who actually got Altina? Because early on, Vita was saying she's not an enforcer, she's not with Ouroboros, she's from the Black Workshop. And he has really been part of the Ironbloods. And Million figured it out, because she's Ironblood, and then we see Lecter and Claire. So, this reveal was kind of out of left field, but hey, it is what it is. And that's just it, man. What will you gain from professing your allegiance to a dead man? He would gain nothing, which is why it's rather fortunate I'm very much alive. And Gileath Osborne shows up, which, I mean, I knew he was alive because Trails to Azure spoiled that. But I don't know how he survived, and this game doesn't even explain how he survived. So, When will we figure that out? But yeah, old Gilead is still alive. How indeed? Like what? A body? Was it a body double? Maybe it was a body double. I don't even know. So with that, Vita's like, oh shit, we were all fucked up. And then, oh yeah, the Hamel incident. Which I'm pretty sure, didn't Weissman instigate that? I'm pretty sure he was the one who instigated that, they revealed in the Sky games. And then, what does this mean? He's taking over the Phantasmal Blaze plan. He's taking it over. And this is when he declares he's going to take over Crossbell. So with that, and that's it, they'll have their code names. The Icy Maiden, White Rabbit, Scarecrow, and Jade Rock. If anyone survive, it's you. Yeah, he's not going to reveal it. How did he cheat death? What if, wait a minute. What if, however he survived, is the way that the guys in Zephyr are supposedly going to bring back the boss? And then Reen's like, fuck you. Crow's dead. Why are you alive? What was the point? And you get this reveal, the Star Wars moment. Reen, I am your father. Which, again, we're at this shit in the third game, I would hope. But Reen is Gilead Osborne's son. Which, who is Reen's mother? I want to know. And that's where it ends when you get, like, the credits roll. But, from that point, Reen starts working with the Imperial Army to help out in Crossbell. And he's going to spin it with the media to make it so that Reen is the war hero. This made me cry too with the music, man. Seeing Crow. And that's that. And you get other really sweet images of our characters. There's young Laura with her father. There's young Emma saying goodbye to Vita, it looks like. There's Eustace and Rufus. There's Milliam. Which again, who are Milliam and Altina? Like they're artificial humans or something. The group together with George, Angelica, Toa, and Crow. And the 50 Mira coin, man. The 50 Mira coin. And that's that. It ends. And I thought the game was over. It gives you a save. I thought that's it. Like, that's your save data. But it continues in Crossbell at Tangram Gate. And we have... So, at this point... Imperial government's taking over Crossbell. And Calvar's like, shit! We're going to take over Crossbell too. So they start fighting. But the Imperial Army has the Soldats. Whereas Calvert has the airships and tanks. And of course Valimar. And he's going to kick gas. And that's what he does. And name dropping Altair. Oh yeah, I know Altair from Trails to Azure. And we get Divertissement. The Occupation. Which I already did a video on this. If you want to check that out. It's 40 minutes long. More in detail. We're going to go through it again. But I'm just letting you know it's more in detail. And we get the narration right here from Lloyd Bannings, voiced by Robbie Damon. Excellent voice actor who they chose for Lloyd. I already gushed about how awesome this was. Just seeing Crossbell in 3D now. Seeing the NPCs I know and love. Dieter Kreuss being arrested. Which again, Dieter Kreuss, he meant well. And maybe you should have gone about it better. Because free Crossbell from those Imperial bastards. And we see Mimi, the bell in the center. Gent and Orbital shop, the department store, the ladies. Again, I go into more detail about this in the longer video. I just don't want to like repeat and go on for like 5 hours. Because this is going to end up being 4 hours now. I just know it. And then the kids and Cope, the cat. And the SSS building. So, we see at Orcus Tower, Gilead Osborne and Lecter behind him, introducing Rufus Alberea, who's the Governor General. And then we see Grace Lynn, who's my favorite of like those type of NPCs. Niall and Dorothy are great too. Norton's whatever. He's there. No one's going to be Grace, man. Grace is just something else. And Rains, he's affiliated with Alan Richard, which you learn that in Trails to Azure. And that's where she makes that reference there. That's why like all these little things that show up time and time again, like that line right there is like, I know, because I know the legend, Alan Richard. I know Trails to Azure, and those scenes are just awesome. And then hearing this voice, that's all we of Heui can do for you, I'm afraid. And the other legend, Sal Lee. Look at this dude. And in this moment in the game, you hear the Geofront theme, and then we see Lloyd Bannings and Rishia Mao going into the Geofront, the heroes of Crossbell. This is my favorite chapter of the entire game. I loved it. I can't wait. And I have a feeling we're going to see these guys again in Cold Steel 3 because of how important Crossbell is to the storyline now. I can't wait to see more of the Crossbell gang. My favorite protagonist now, and I really love Estelle Bright. It's with a heavy heart I have to say this. But after playing through this chapter and just hearing the dialogue, seeing Lloyd in 3D, Lloyd Bannings is my favorite of the Trails protagonists. I love Lloyd Bannings, and I love Rishia Mao too, of course. But as far as the protagonists go, Lloyd is where it's at. And just hearing the name drops here. Tio said, aim it for the area ahead. Tio Tot! Tiotski! Crossbell's future rests in our hands. Let's get moving. So awesome. And again, I gushed about the art here, just the duality and how they're back-to-back, the way the art is structured, and the same S-crafts as Azure. Rising Sun! And then True Parasoline Dance, which is some sort of incantation, and then Rishia goes, Bind! So good, man. So good. They look great in 3D. I love this, man. I love it. There's Lloyd's S-craft, and then I'm not going to do the videos again, but there's Rishia's S-craft. She is beautiful. So hot. There they are celebrating and going forward. Even name-dropping someone like Michelle. Like, that is some true attention to detail storytelling. This line, I was laughing out loud during this. It was as if we knew everything there was to know about one another, through and through, almost as if our bodies became one. Oh yeah, poetic. So, continue making our way here. We got the the angles of Rishia. And name dropping Randy, Noel, Tio, Yona, Fran, Ellie, Chief Sergey, Tio, Akia. And then they also mention like Arios, Shizuku. And then we see this asshole shows up with Altina. And we fight them. Name dropping Arios McLean. Fight them. Kick their ass. And then he summons Valimar. And yeah, name dropping Captain Lecter. Summons Valimar. It's like, an Ion, no! And then they make their way out. And I love as Lloyd says goodbye. Yeah, I'm Lloyd Bannings, police detective with the Crossbell State Police Department. I love my boy Lloyd. And as they're running, again, name dropping everybody. Tio, Yona, Roberts. Chief Roberts. I always love the scenes with Tio Tot where she would give him the Tio stare. Like Tio stare. And Chief Roberts was going to help in the final battle of his orbital staff. And Tio was like, no, you can't, Chief. Ellie, Randy, Noel, Chief Sergey, Dudley, Kia, Arios, Wazia, and Zeit. There are still many barriers left between us and our goals, but we can get over them so long as we're together. And that's the end of Divertissement, the occupation. And then we get the final, which this is Reen coming back. And he has a weird confrontation with Claire because she knew Gilead was his father, withheld the information, which I kind of understand. I mean, Claire can't be the one to reveal that touchy subject to Reen. And it's interesting, I don't think Reen saw his parents the rest of the game here. But he's back to Trista. This is a great scene, a great reunion with all the classmates, and even Celine. Like, oh, look at this. It's nice to see you too, Celine. Well, don't think I went out of my way or anything. Come on, Celine. Party time. Call brother. Party. Yeah. Party. So, yeah, this is a cute scene. And this is finally the end. The epilogue, Winter's End. So there's a lot more stuff. The too long didn't read. Oh, here's Vice President. Is he talking about Risha Mao again? Probably. Oh, this is right here from Elliot. This is great. Ready? But if that many men are interested in you, how come you spend so much time drinking alone in your room? If you keep setting your sights on guys like Laura's dad, you might as well just buy a couple of cats and get it over with. Just you wait, guys. In 2 weeks, when you see the hordes of chiseled, elegant gents draped over me, we'll see who has the last laugh. If you say so. And this is right, man. To the people of Crossbell, we Erebonians are aggressors. I can hardly imagine they'd welcome us with open arms. Team Crossbell. Fuck Erebonia. Fuck Reen. Go Lloyd. Come on. Which, in the end, I don't hate. I guess saying that just to sort of, rile people up, I guess. But I don't even hate Reen. But I do prefer Lloyd more. And I like the story of Crossbell more. And in the end, obviously, Gileath Osborne has to be the big villain of this whole series. Okay? That's still what I believe. And, maybe he's the Grandmaster of Ouroboros. Well, actually, no, because we already know the Grandmaster is a woman, because of Sky the Third. There's a female voice actor in that scene. Anyway, how many stomachs do you have? Aw, cute. Oh, hug from Elisa. Yeah, so this other stuff is just more screenshots of all our characters. I do want to show some particular ones. Like, alright, here's one of Heinrich. How fares Arkansas over in Crossbell? You should know after your recent venture. Reasonable. I was just worried as to Risha Mao's well-being. You wouldn't think he was such a devoted fan looking at him. And then he remembers he fought against her. Putting Risha Mao aside. So. Oh, Rex is... he's taking pictures of Laura and Monica. Oh, man. Look at them. They've grown in the past year. And Angelica got a new bike. She's agreed to let us keep her bike. And then she has a new one. What's this? Oh, I got all the, I got quite a number of the trophies. Here's another title screen. This was an emotional moment, too. So, in the epilogue, you have one final free day for Toa to give you requests. And you wake her up. And Toa can see that Reen is upset, so she tries to confront him. And he says he's sorry in regards to Crow having died, because he did make that promise to her before they went to the Infernal Castle. He said he's going to bring Crow back with his last thing he does. And you know what? I think Crow was going to go back home, because I think deep down Crow, I think he really did love his friends in Class 7, and it's a shame that it really is such a tragic ending for him. But that was a great scene. This is them all walking back. Oh, this is talking about their when they first met Reen and Elisa, and they're like, "You had to bring that up," and then Milliam says, "Oh, little incidents are my favorite. Tell me." She's the last person who needs to know. And as they're walking, yeah, there she is. I knew she was gonna show up. As they're walking, Supermaid shows up again. Why are you here? Notice how every character has shown up again. Sharon, Toval, or no, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Claire. Okay, stay tuned. We already know. I've gone on for too long of this talking, so I'm getting some things confused at the end. But yeah, Master Gwen has rejoined his daughter, Arena, so she's going to be here to look after Class 7. And then Sarah, she's like, "Oh, it's peak beer season." As she's walking, "Why are you here?" And Sharon just responds, "Man, it's a pleasure to see you too, Lady Sarah." So, good stuff. So yeah, you get some more cute scenes of everybody. You talk to everyone. You know, you just get some like final moments with them. Elliot, so he's gonna join the become a musician. Machias is studying. Eustace has to be the new Duke after Duke Albaret has been arrested, his father. Gaius wants to make a beautiful painting. Oh, this is great. I should have skipped over this. So, yeah, Milliam is talking about how she's going to be mini Milliam forever, right? And you never know. Maybe I'll grow up to have boobies so big, I can use them as a shelf like Emma's. She can use them as a shelf. Does Emma use them as a shelf? I think. Does anyone ask her? Oh my god, that line is great. Amelia's just the cutest. And she's going to go to Liberal and Remiferia as well. That's cool. So there's Fee. Head pat for Fee, my favorite again. And Fee gives Reen some seeds to plant because she's from the gardening club. And then you'll get a pat on the head. Then Reen sees this photo of Laura and Monica, and he's like, who took that picture? Oh, someone from the photography club kindly offered to take it. Oh, it's Rex. At least he got permission. And everyone's just so happy of the time they spent. I really did love these final moments here with all the characters. And just really good stuff. Like, even talking to Mick again. And, oh yeah, Milliam, at the behest of Margarita, captured Vincent, here's Vincent. Because Margarita's in love with Vincent. And just these cute little scenes that continue to be told throughout the game. Here's this guy. What's he talking about? Oh yeah. Maybe this is the part where you give him the black records or something. I know they said it's in the epilogue. Oh yes, here it is. So here's Kenneth with the butler and Annabelle. And then William Lakelord III and Nars, the other guy from Crossbell, shows up. And they're going to have a fishing duel. And if Kenneth wins, Kenneth and Reen, because we're going to do 2-on-2, wins, then they're going to call off the arranged marriage. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Of course we win. And Annabelle is just enamored with how well Kenneth is doing fishing. Well done, Kenneth. What do you say? Preposterous twaddlecock. This can't be happening. And he concedes defeat and leaves. Who's the lady in Crossbell? I forget, Anne. Who's the lady in Crossbell? Was it the receptionist? Wasn't there the one woman in Armoroka Village who was like afraid to join the fishing guild, but she kept watching everybody? And then eventually she did join with Lakelord. I think that's who it is. I forget her name, though. And it's like, oh, Kenneth is charming, but... oh, what is it? Oh, no, I can't admit my feelings just yet. I'll admit them in the next game. Maybe. What? Dude, the dialogue... I wish I had like 12 hours to really go through every single screenshot of you guys, but you gotta understand, we gotta keep this a little concise. But the dialogue in this game is just written so well. What brings you here? Finally build up the courage to ask me to treat you to a drink, because you know I'd be happy to. When I tell you I'm too young to drink, do you just hear a bunch of static, or is there some other problem? Like, you just hear static. Oh, Whitcomb. Oh, did you say Crossbell? If there's a fraction of a chance that Risha Mao may hear my voice, I can't let this opportunity pass me by. Whew, I forgot how crazy it was for Risha Mao. Oh yeah, Neidhart showed. They're like, what the hell are you doing here, Neidhart? I thought you were fighting this war, which the war's over now. We must do swimming! And then the ladies show up in their bathing suits. What are you doing here? Oh. Which, you can pick which one you're looking at. I chose Laura, because I already had Elisa all maxed out. So I said, we'll do Laura. And yeah, her dad's gonna kill me. So you do your fishing. And then you do a race with Angelica. You do one last battle against the second years. Particularly Patrick and Celestine. And then there's another match with Ferris and Vincent. And then after that, Principal Van Dyke and Beatrix. Which is just, like, he's got like a halberd or something. And she's got a sniper rifle. The nurse has a sniper rifle? Crazy. So we beat him. And it was some cool stuff. And then they shake hands. Ferris shakes hands with Elisa. And Patrick shakes hands with Reen. Really wholesome moments. And then, after all the quests are done... Oh, one last thing. This line made me almost spit out my drink. The two of them are bickering at the library or whatever, or the bookstore, and talking about, I'll buy you this book. Oh, I don't need to buy it. Oh, just kiss already. Like, seriously, Eustace and Machias, just kiss already. And... yeah, there's a disturbance at the old schoolhouse. Toval's there, so again, everyone's been reunited. And I think he says something here about... yeah, right here. Have you considered being a bracer, Reen? Which, that'd be cool if Reen was a bracer. But I get it. Estelle and Josh are the bracers. Lloyd's the SSS, and Reen's gonna be the military. So I get it. But it would've been cool. And then once again, we see two other characters who were in the party early in the game. And they're here. And it's like, oh, the two of you alone. Oh. And good stuff. And then, does Celine show up again? Yeah, Celine shows up. Celine! Oh, how I've longed to pet your glossy black fur again. Aw. So cute. And yeah, the higher elements activate, Sky the Third intensifies, and it's time for one final dungeon. And what does she mean by this? All three of the Fabulous 15s are in one place. What the hell does that even mean? Can anyone explain that? Is that like some kind of sexual joke or something? All three of the Fabulous 15s? I think Alpha and Elise are 15 years old. Is that what she means? Is Fee? Because Fee's younger than the rest of them. I don't know. She's going crazy, Angie. And we have the final dungeon. The Reverie Corridor, which this is literally a dungeon out of Sky the Third. And then, of course, we have Trails into Reverie. So, which Reverie means, like, daydream or something. So. And the final boss of Trails in the Sky, first chapter, was called Reverie Dragon or something like that, wasn't it? But yeah, the gnomes and the witches of the Hexen clan. And they gotta go with the Great One. And they talk about, like, Loa Erebonius, the boss we fought at the end of Cold Steel 1. That was a shadow of the Great One. And again, you learn more of the Great One reading the Black Records. So we gotta go. And the reason why everyone showed up at the end is because in the Reverie Corridor, you can mix and match and use whatever party you want. And oh, she shows up too. Lovely voice. I'm more than willing. How did she show up? I forgot that she showed up. But can you maybe stop doing the thing with skulking around in the shadows, popping out at the last minute? Oh, Lady Sarah, I did nothing of the sort. I only arrived mere moments ago. And Toa joins too. Everyone, you know what? That would be cool if George joined for the final party member. But he's here to offer, you know, items. And then Alpha and Elise join. Which I actually use them for. They're weak as hell, but I use them for a little bit just to sort of have them in there. And she has an orbital staff gift from her brother, from Olivert, of course. His connections. Our final trial. Let's do it. So yeah, I got, you know, just playing around at the party. It's like, it's so cute. There's Elise. Level 115. What's Reen? Level 134. So I went around one last time to talk to people because they moved around a bit. And of course, oh, there's Mishi. Mishi's there too. Of course. Where is he? There's one last appearance from one of our favorite NPCs. maybe I'll just get out of here. Oh yeah, this little girl is learning from Kenny's brother. Aw. But there he is. The last thing to do is, of course, see Anton. And he's like, I was lucky to run into her a second time and talk to her. Me! Talking about Sharon. Maybe this really is fate. But what if it's just another trap to break my already cracked heart into pieces yet again? So, Anton is just raring to go. It's destiny after all. This year at Arabonia led me to almost nothing but trouble, but it looks like it's all about to pay off. Am I right or am I right, Ricky? I'll say. Ricky's like, fuck, I wish I had amnesia again. Even if you don't get to enjoy all of your dreams coming true, I get to enjoy them, seeing them crumble around you. It's a win-win. And lo and behold. So yeah, he's talking about Sharon again. And he wants to ask her out. And you're the student she looks after, so help me. It's the goddess. The goddess's will. And then finally, Sharon, what a beautiful name. It sounds like the harps of 1,000 angels. She stole my heart the moment I saw her standing in the kitchen that fateful day. She's beautiful, she's kind, she cooks like a master chef. She's got that stunning smile. She's absolutely perfect. She really is perfect, let me tell you. He's on Ouroboros? Yeah, he is. And the war broke out. I couldn't even say thank you. Oh, no. And then I saw her again. She remembered me. It's destiny. So he wants us to set an accidental encounter. And you really can't. Anton is one of the best characters in these games. I hope, man, he's got to appear in the other. Oh, but maybe not, because he's going to go back to LaBeryl. So, oh god, I want to see Anton again. Anton and Ricky, please come back. They do a weird friendship, but you can't really blame them. Oh yeah, you gotta buy a, this is similar to the quest to a Fran. You gotta get an item for her. Alright, so we do. We get, Sharon, they walk into each other. Oh, pardon me. Oh, come on, I'm from LaBeryl. Let's have a drink together. Oh, sure. We could pass the time. Yeah, and he sets it up pretty well because they have to walk by there anyway. And they're sitting there. It's just a cute little scene. And she recalls that they met at the Academy Festival. And so kind and beautiful. Oh, you're so nice. I love you. And yeah, we gave her the gift. I don't know if she liked it. It was just, I appreciate the thought. Time for the final step. Coolly, calmly, and casually ask her for contact details. I love you. Please go out with me. Where'd that come from? What happened to just asking for contact info? Oh, Adios, I knew it. She doesn't know how to react. I knew this would happen. This is always what happens. Always. How many times did it happen, Anton? How many times? I set out on a journey to change myself, but here I am, making the same mistakes I always do. I haven't changed one iota. At this rate, I never will. I'm doomed. Doomed to keep repeating the same failures over and over and over again. Time to drag my carcass back to Ricky. We might as well just pack it up and go home. I'm very happy to know how you feel about me. It must have taken a great deal of courage to confess something like that to me and some devotion to prepare your chance on it. This isn't an experience I can claim to have ever had. But perhaps this is one of the many forms that love can take. If it is, it's a beautiful one. Unfortunately, there are people to whom I pledge my love and devotion. So, I'm afraid I cannot return your feelings. But with the courage you've shown today, I'm certain you will one day find the happiness you deserve. And she kisses him! Oh, the legend Anton got a kiss from Sharon. I'm so jealous. Come on. Should we ever have the opportunity, I would be delighted to share another cup of tea with you someday. Please pay my regards to... Yeah, she figured out that, that Class 7 set it up. Turn down again. Yep. He has, like... a new lease on life now. I'll never forget that kid. It's such a sweet scene, man. Like this is the shit. This is like, and obviously the main story too. But for me, like these NPC storylines are so good, and I love all the detail in that. Which going through all that, I had missed one major thing I wanted to show you. Which where is it? Yeah, is it this one? Yeah, right here. Aina, Fran, look at me now. And that's the reference, of course, to the Sky games and to Zero. I love it. Oh. So after that, one last talk around, and I got some more trophies. And here's some other stuff in the Reverie corridor. Teaming up, just getting the cute shots of everyone. Head pats for his sister. High fives. Angelica saying some sexual things to Fee. And then you fight cryptids again. Alright. Alright. That's not it. That's a million. Okay, so anyway, I got that trophy. And then you can buy items. You can buy 5 items to equip to your character, and it changes their skin and their stats to Lloyd Bannings, Risha Mao, Vita Clotilde, Crow Armbrust, and Altina Orion. So you can use everybody. So here's Lloyd and Vita, Crow and Lloyd, Risha and Vita, the team attack. Like, you can do some crazy shit in the Reverie corridor. And I was messing around for a bit with all the characters. And this is something else I really wanted to mention. This is Toa's Zumerian ore weapon. Her ultimate weapon is called Boundless Trails. The Legend of Nayuta, Boundless Trails. Toa Herschel, Nayuta Herschel. There's your connections, but there's more connections than just that. I realize that. But I think that's really interesting to notice this, because it was called Nayuta no Kiseki. And then it received that localized name, I want to say in either 2021 or 2022, and then got released in 2023. It was never released in Japan until just then. And this game came out in, what, like 2014 or something? So, how'd they know it was going to be Boundless Trails and just even more of the connections? And just, like, glistens eternally. Like, shit, that has to do with, like, the garden or whatever, right? Or the Astroglobe or whatever the fuck it was called. I forget. I played Nayuta a few months ago. Forgive me. But yeah, I guess, wow. This connects to Nayuta in a really maybe insignificant way. I don't know. So they get ready for one final battle. Here's a letter from Olivert, I guess. And the Boundless Cathedral. Shit! Boundless Trails, the Boundless Cathedral. And this is similar to the final boss. Well, he's not the final, because Crow's the final boss. But, the final boss from the old schoolhouse in the first game, Loa Erebonius. And we see the shadow of the Great One. Does anyone know the voice actor for this? Because I'd like to know. If you know the voice actor for this scene right here, let me know, because the voice was awesome. Although they probably used some kind of audio technology to synthesize it to make it sound that way. But anyway, we see this is Loa Luciferia, which, what does Loa mean as well? Because Kevin's S-Craft in Sky the Third is the Spear of Loa. So, the Great White Shadow, which this thing looks like one of the Avas from the end of Evangelion movie. the white Avas, doesn't it? So, I love Sarah's face right here. If you were supposed to be sealed away, what are you doing causing trouble now? Which he was unsealed because of the Infernal Castle waking up again. And we gotta fight him. And then, like, what does this even mean, too? There's, like, so much shit that I hope they explain in the later games. But he says, I am but a hollow trial. The victory would merit no reward, thy triumph no recompense. Like, what? But we fight him anyway for one last battle. And, yeah. So there it is. And you see it's not weak to anything. And, okay. Nobody in these games has a S-Craft like Grail Sphere or Zero Field, except for Princess Alphen, who you don't even get to use till now. But I guess Emma has one. It's just Magic Reflect and Magic Defense, and Eustace has one for physical attacks. But this is the only S-Craft similar to Grail Sphere and Zero Field, which I was really missing those S-Crafts. And then you eventually win. And I'm not even joking, guys. This scene, like this entire ending, made me cry. I was crying my eyes out. Specifically with a scene with Milliam, which ties back to an earlier scene with her bonding event with a teddy bear. Remember that? We talked about that hours ago now. The teddy bear. I'll show you in a sec. Ready? So we did it. And this, I was getting emotional with the music playing here. That's it. I guess Class 7's over now. It's been a year I doubt I'll ever forget it. And I'll never forget it either, man. These games, they're special. They're really special to me. And this right here with Milliam. I had so much fun. Huh? And you see she's got a tear under her eye. Why am I? Milliam. What's wrong with me? I only came here because Gramps ordered me to. So why am I? It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you at all. Regardless of why you came to be, you're as much a member of Class 7 as anyone else. No shame in crying when you feel sad. And if you recall from that bonding event, Milliam had mentioned she had never cried before and doesn't even understand the concept behind crying. And here she is at the end of the game. That's going full circle. And that just makes me wonder, what other scenes did I miss in the bonding events that maybe would have gone full circle like that? What else did I miss? That's why I look forward to actually playing this on New Game Plus, next year, I guess, after I play all these games for the first time and witnessing that. And this made me cry, man. I was a wreck watching this, with the voice acting and the music and everything. It was really emotional. Poor Milliam. Laura starts crying. Fee starts crying. They're all crying. Makia starts crying. Elliot starts crying. And then Eustace is like, "Oh, I can't cry," but he starts crying too. And everyone cries. And they all start crying. Aw, Princess Alphen's holding Celine. And there's a great line from Sharon here. To the very end, each of them walked the path they chose for themselves. And as it ends, I was crying during this whole fucking scene, man. And as it got to the very end, we see the ghost of Crow looking on, or the spirit of Crow. And it just had me thinking, too, like, what could have been with Crow. And, like, Crow, man, you didn't have to go down this path. You could have been with us and been here together. Really, really emotional stuff, man. What a great game. This is a really important screenshot to me, too, to get on a personal level. This is actually my birthday, March 25th, which... When I saw that, I'm like, holy shit, this game is, like, really speaking to me now. That's my birthday, man. Like, I just saw it, like, what the hell? What are the odds of that even happening? But that's the day they all say goodbye to each other, the departure day. And they all have new outfits on, ready to say farewell. And the one with Sarah really got me. And the flowers are blooming just like they did on the day when they met. And they all bow and say, "Thank you very much, instructor. We wouldn't be here ready to start a new stage in our lives were it not for you. Aw, you kids. Look at what you've done." And she starts crying. Oh my god, get the tissues. You lost sight of both cool and mature a long time ago, B. What a wonderful way to bring everything to a close. It really was. While I can understand people saying maybe this drags because, I mean, we did have the finale and the thing with Crossbell, which the thing with Crossbell, again, is my favorite part of this entire game. You did have this Reverie dungeon, which went 17 floors. So it does kind of drag at the end. But in the end, just for all the cutscenes and all the interaction with the characters, it's such a beautiful way for the game to close, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't. And you get the actual credits roll with what I assume are what our characters are doing in the end, where you have Elisa in office behind the desk, with Sharon wiping the table, and then you see Gwen and Irina right there. Here we have, well, because Elliot's from Heimdall as well. Elliot, Machias, and Fiona, which Machias is studying and Elliot is playing the violin, with Fiona bringing treats, it looks like. Laura training with her father. Gaius with his family in the Nord Highlands. I don't know where Emma is, but she's with Celine. I guess that's where the witches are. Eustace being the Duke of Berehard. This is really interesting to me. Basically, I think confirming that Fee is a bracer now with Sarah and Toval. This is such a... After what happened with Milliam and knowing that Altina is working with Reen now, and so she's essentially a good guy, just seeing the duality and the contrast of this image of Milliam like, okay, let's go! And Claire with a sort of a nervous smile trying to help Altina along, try to turn her more into Milliam if that's even possible. And then Reen with Valmar and Patrick. Which, another thing I want to mention is just... Reen is still staying at school, but everyone else graduated. How did that work? Can anyone explain that to me? But this image, man, I was at the end just looking at this for a good 15 minutes. I was just like staring at it because this image, this hit me like the Trails to Azure ending with the image and how it tells a story in and of itself of just where the characters are positioned, the gestures they're making, everything about it. So I will start on the right, I guess. We have the crew right there, which, Crow's there, but this is obviously taken earlier on when he was still part of Class 7. We have the four of them together. Angelica giving the thumbs up. George giving his fist. Tella looking really cute. Getting a head pat from Crow, with Crow smiling, giving a head pat to Tella and Milliam. Milliam as happy as ever, doing the peace signs. Gaius looking on. Emma freaking out as Celine's jumping all over the place like, unhead me, Emma! We have Laura giving the peace sign. Machias and Eustace, where Machias looks like he has a smile and Eustace is like, get the hell off me, will you? Reen's arm around Elliot. If you remember, his first friend in Class 7, if we count, like, we're not going to count the Elisa encounter, but in the dungeon, in the old schoolhouse, his first buddy to join him. Reen holding Elisa's hand, the two of them smiling, Sarah with a wink holding her hand up, and Fee giving the peace sign. And this image is just beautiful, and again, very similar to Trails to Azure's image at the very end, where it tells its own story. And you just, if you know, you know, is basically the best way to describe it. And it says, thank you for playing The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2. But while this game may be over, Erebonia's story is only just beginning. And at the very, very end, if you boot it up again, you get another image. But I'll keep it like that. My final thoughts. Yeah, man. Almost 4 hours. Holy shit. I don't know how I even did this. But, hey, it is what it is. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking about it again because I really love this game and I love this series. What am I going to do for Trails of Cold Steel 3 when it comes to making that video? I gotta think that one through to maybe do something more concise, I guess. But there's just so much to cover. And again, I love everything about these games, from the characters, not just the main characters, but our NPCs, the music, the story, how everything is interconnected, and there's things that happen in the Trails in the Sky games that are now getting paid off, and the whole 9 yards. And you know what? I never even mentioned the whole thing about Thomas, did I? I mentioned it earlier, and I talked about it later on in the video. But in the New Game Plus scene, he reveals that he's the second Dominion, which, and Rosine also reveals that she's a squire in the Gralsritter. So, interesting they locked that behind New Game Plus, and I'm curious to see the interaction in Trails of Cold Steel 3, if he's still Instructor Thomas or what the deal is there, and how they expect you to know that. But Anyway, as for predictions of Trails of Cold Steel 3, well, I think we're still gonna... I think all these characters are gonna return in some form or another. Well, except for Crow, actually. I think Crow's dead, isn't he? Which sucks. But, we'll see. We'll see how they work this into the story. But yeah, all these guys are gonna return. I already know on the cover, there's a new party member. There's, Altina is on the cover, so she's gonna be like a more important party member. Yuna's on the cover. I know her. She's the pink-haired girl from Crossbell who got sort of reworked in the new releases of those games. And I think a very important plot point is going to be Crossbell. And with that, I really hope to see Lloyd Bannings, Ellie McDowell, Tio Plato, and Randy Orlando, as well as our other friends. So it'd be great to see more Crossbell characters. I would hope maybe we'll see some people from Liberal, but I don't know. Oh, the two characters who I mentioned earlier who I thought were going to join the party in this game were Oliver and Mueller. And I think they should still join the party at some point in these games. I think it's only right. So we'll hold out hope there. Maybe they'll join the party in the next game. That's really all I can think of. I mean, I guess new party members or Boros will get involved some more. Maybe we'll see some more Anguishes. Maybe we'll see the Grandmaster. Maybe we'll see more Enforcers. Yeah, Shirley. That'd be cool if we saw Shirley again. And then, like, the whole Red Constellation, like Sigmund. And, well, Garcia's probably still in jail, but yeah, we're going to learn more about the Jaegers and what they meant about bringing the boss back with Rutger. So, it'll be curious to see. Thank you all who watched this video. I really have to end this now because it's gone way too long. So, hopefully you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below and stay tuned for more videos coming very, very soon. So, thanks so much. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace out.